All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jason Thompson. Any pronouns are fine. I am going to be your dream master tonight in this game of Dreamland, fairy tale portal fantasy beyond the wall of sleep. Yeah, this is a game in which you are all dreamers who are some of the very, very rare people who, alone in this waking world, which we call reality, you have the ability to enter dreamland, or rather, you have a second self in dreamland, a dream self. And these, your two selves can communicate and in a sense are the same person. And at some points they can mix and you can go on adventures in dreamland, but what happens to you in dreamland also affects you in the waking world. Yeah, please feel free to introduce yourselves out of character.
Okay. I played Dreamland for the first time a year ago with Jason at Kubla Khan. Blew my mind. I loved the mechanics. I loved that you could the setting, and also like you could flavor it in any way you'd like because it's all a dream. So since then, Jason kindly shared some of the rules and cards with me, and I ran a few one shots, and it's been fun every single time. And the feedback that people get is, it's really fun. When are we playing a campaign? And then I run away. But I got you, Xander. So yeah. So if I didn't say, my name is Ronny, and yeah, excited to play.
All right, Vesper or Vincent, who wants to go next?
I can go next. Yeah, so I'm Vesper or Percy. I use they, them, or he, him pronouns. Yeah, I wound up playing Dreamland at Bad Con when Ronny ran it, and it was great. I love the mechanics. I love what I get to like play with words and do weird things in games, and it's been great. And I'm like looking forward to getting to play more and eventually, hopefully, a campaign with Ronny too.
And they had epic couplets.
Oh,
I remember the
awesome.
couplets.
Hi everybody, my name is Vincent. I met Jason a few years ago, also at a Kubla Khan, but since then was part of his campaign in San Francisco, playing it in person over an extended period. And when you first look at the mechanics, it's so different. I mean, you see a stack of word cards, and it feels like one of those games you'd play in elementary school or something to learn vocab. But as you play it, it really does recreate that strange dreamlike feeling of going between your waking self and your dreaming self, and kind of the word association that you get from different unconnected ideas. It's really amazing. And I hope everybody gets a chance to play it. So enjoy.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that was the game. My spouse, Mana, was DM that, and that was the first time I played Dreamland as a player as well, alongside you. So that was really useful feedback. Um, well, let's all get to it. Let's all get to it and make characters. I think we're all Dreamland character creation is pretty fast, as you all know. So I'd like us all to make characters and just to establish the game. So this is Dreamland, and you are all dreamers. You are all people, rare people who are among all the millions of people in this world we call reality, the waking world. You have a double life in Dreamland. You have a dream self. You could start with a concept and then write down your three memories from that. But I think the fastest way, which I would encourage you all to use, is to roll on the random memories tables and then build a character backwards from the memories that you get. So if you all have a character sheet or someplace to write it down, you should have either in the PDF or in the email I sent you, you should have a link to the random memories tables. And the first thing you want to do is decide whether your character is going to be rolling on the modern memories or the historical memories, because Dreamland is outside of time, so your waking selves could be from completely different time periods, in addition to different cultures and parts of the world and every other aspect of difference.
Awesome. Oh yeah, these tables are great. Okay. So
So
we should pick three from one or the other, right? Not mixed.
Yeah, otherwise you might get some strange combinations like being the Pharaoh of Egypt and also like flying a jet plane and witnessing a nuclear explosion or something.
Wait, that was Brian. How did you know?
So, but if you wanted to, but it's possible yourself could be from the future. So maybe what appears to be contradictions is actually a mystery to be uncovered.
And then we should write the thing in the pillar on the side.
Yes. So each of your three memories, they must fit into one of the 5 pillars of Dreamland. And whereas other worlds are made up of elements like earth, water, air, and fire, Dreamland is made of emotions and desires. And the 5 emotional pillars of Dreamland are wonder, mystery, passion, loathing, and the far away. So if you look at these types of memories that are on the tables, they all fall into one of these categories. And but of course, these memories are just suggestions for you. So if you want to rewrite a memory, then please feel free to do it. And also, if you roll something that is that you don't want to play, like something that's heavy, some of the loathing memories are of particularly bad stuff, so that's stuff you might want to escape to a dream world to get away from. Just re-roll until you get memories that you like, and get until you got 3 memories that you want to role play with.
Okay, so other players don't look, but aren't these, to the audience, aren't these the best character sheets basically ever made? It's insane. So we have like the fantasy dream side, and we have this kind of like a house with doors and a cat for our waking selves. Amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh,
I took the PDF and made a typable version for mine because I was afraid of erasing and writing and things on mine.
so once you've got your memories chosen out, then you don't have to share them with the other players. When we start play, I'll contrive a reason for you to share one of your memories with the other players, but you don't necessarily have to share them with the other folks. And also, I should mention that you don't have to come up with a firm idea of who your waking self is at this point. If the 3 memories are all, if you're not sure what kind of a person this is, then you can figure that out later. You don't necessarily have to figure it out until you wake up, which will probably happen at some point during the game. So I leave you to roll on those tables, and if you ask me if you have any questions about the pillars or about the memories that you're choosing. If you wanted to straight up say what your memories are at this point, that's fine. You don't have to keep them secret. I would actually like you to send them all to me in chat, so I can know them, even if you don't want to share them with everybody.
Okay.
So at this point, I think let me ask you, how are all your memories coming along? Has everyone got 3 memories down?
Just texted them your way?
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, about to send those off to you.
All right, did you send it to me in secret chat, or are you sending it to me in Discord or something?
What do you prefer?
I was using Zoom chat.
Oh, of course. Okay. Yeah, let me check that.
Ooh.
Zoom chat. All right.
I'm happy to share my memories, though.
Oh my gosh. All right, this is great. Oh, I see them. Okay, beautiful. All right, lovely. I got them all. Okay. All right, great. All right, so all right, Vesper. So do you have any questions about the pillars or about the memory system?
I do not. Hang on, I need to send these your way also.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. Very good. All right. Lovely. Okay, I've got everybody's memories now. All right. Okay, so that is essentially it for your waking self. If you can think of more details about them, feel free to fill them in, and you can then reveal them to us when the time is right, when you awaken. All right, so now it's time to go do your dream selves. So in the waking world, you could be anyone from any point in human history. In Dreamland, you are probably an inhabitant of one of the many scattered city-states of Dreamland. And in these isolated kingdoms and queendoms, you are defined by your social role. So to create your dream character, the core thing is your role. Roles like cook, thief, soldier, and so on. You all have the PDF, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go hither into the PDF, and you will see that there is on the page where it introduces your dream self. There's a D1. There are D100 lists. So each of you roll 3 D100 3 times, and that will give you 3 rolls. And then they are actually listed in the they're listed on the subsequent pages after that.
Ooh.
Amazing. I need to find the PDF again.
So let me I'll send you the link.
Thank you.
I got beggar, priest,
Very nice.
or prince, princess.
Oh, very nice.
Such a
Okay.
difference.
It's yes, that is a difference, and they're all fine choices, by the way. Okay. So yeah, it's probably better that you all choose your roles publicly, just so that you can get a variety of character types. And one thing that you'll discover when you look at the roles is that each of them is affiliated with one, or in some cases 2, of the pillars of Dreamland. So it's okay to, so basically you don't want to have, say, 3 characters who are all about loathing, 3 loathsome villainous characters, because then you're all competing for the same type of cards. And
yeah,
it's just a little less interesting. So
okay, I think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, but if 2 people want to be wonder roles, that's fine, because wonder is the world is full of wonder. There's plenty of wonder to go around.
Cool. Oh,
So much wonder.
I think based on
Jason,
my
I'm sorry, Vincent. I'm sorry. I'm getting that to you right now.
Based on my roles, I got sailor or sailor, winemaker, or baker.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. All right. Sailor, winemaker, or baker. All right, very good. So Vincent, I am going to get that file to you now if my life depends on it.
Or somebody could just tell me what I am.
Oh, that's true.
96, 58, and 9.
Oh, okay. I'm going to send it to you though, Vincent.
Okay.
Just in case. 96, 58, and 9.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
96, 58, and 9. I'll find you.
And we are on page, here we go. Nice. Midwife.
It's a good one.
Cobbler. Butcher.
Ooh.
I can honestly say I've never role played a midwife before. This could
You
be
should try it.
Yeah.
Not to steer your hand. They're all excellent.
Yeah, sure.
Every role has their own powers.
I'll be a cobbler.
Okay. Very good. All right, so you'll be the cobbler. All right, very well. Ronny, what have you decided?
I'm debating between the beggar or in the priest, so I guess I'll see Vesper which pillar your role is more, and then I'll pick whatever balances the group.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the winemaker, which I think is passion.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
that doesn't interfere with anybody else. There's no passion roles among you, so if you want to do that, that would be totally fine. The cobbler is a wonder role. They make wonderfully good shoes, just beautiful shoes.
Food, so wine and shoes. Ooh.
You're really classing this place up. This isn't the grimy dungeon exploring crew that I thought we might get.
Okay, then I'll be the grimy beggar.
Oh, very nice. Okay. All right. Very well. Coolness. All right. So now you've got your roles, should I go to the PDF and pick out there's the roll cards are all reproduced in the PDF. So if you zoom in on that, it'll have your powers and your skills. So almost all your skills and abilities come from your role. And so you might have like the Cobbler, I think, has like 1d6 haggling. That doesn't mean you roll 1d6 now and then write down like a 3 or whatever. That means that whenever you want to do haggling in the game, you get to roll a 1d6. Otherwise, you've got nothing except for the power of your words, which we'll get to in a second. So copy that down somewhere, and also copy down your powers, or just keep it open in a window where you can check it out. Yes, you've all got different powers and abilities, and all of you as dreamers can you can all manipulate reality, but you also can manipulate reality specifically in the ways that are appropriate to your role. And this is sort of like a coincidental manipulation, like a winemaker. I'm sure you will never lack for wine. If there's wine, you need to have wine nearby. It'll always be there for you. And the same with you and shoes, Cobbler. So write down those powers and those skills, and then you get to choose either a bonus skill or a bonus language. And so for the bonus skill, it can be anything that's on the character sheet that is not in your that is not something you already have. Like if you don't have
one of the abilities from another character class, or
not like a power, not like the merchant's wondrous eloquence or something like that, but like a skill like a 1d6 in fighting, 1d6 in swimming, or 1d6 in a subset of wisdom. Because wisdom, if you chose that, it's a little special. You actually choose a subset of wisdom. Like you might have wisdom about faraway lands, or you might have wisdom about beasts and plants or something like that. I believe oh no, you're not the priest. Never mind. Yeah, the priest has wisdom and discipline, but the beggar has wisdom and insight.
Yes.
Which is the ability to see into the to see into the souls of others. But also alternately, you can choose a language. And if you choose a language, you're not necessarily choosing a human language. Almost all Dreamlanders, unless something strange happens, they all can understand one another. They all speak the common language of the road. But if you are a dreamer and you choose a language, that means you could choose to speak a language of a type of beast. For instance, birds or fish or snakes or zoogs or something like that. A couple suggestions are written on the character sheet, but again, it's really up to you. If you want to say that you can speak the language of dragons or of some other, or hippogriffs or something, or manticores, then that's your choice. That's just, you follow your bliss. And the advantage of speaking a language of a type of creature is that type of creature will generally be favorably inclined to you. I mean, you could still screw it up and say the wrong thing, but it'll give you an in. You can even with ferocious beasts. So a language or a skill. Now I'm going to close this mood picture and just reveal the actual map of the game.
Wow.
So with the wisdom skill, is that always like two sort of things within that you like your wisdom focuses on? Because I see like there's like plants and animals, or what's the other one here? Like religion and magic. Is it kind of a twofold kind of
not necessarily.
thing, or okay.
Those just sort of it's if you have an idea for a categorization, then go for it. If it's too crazy, I will if it's too crazy, like wisdom, absolutely everything, then we may have to discuss. But if you can think of a way of categorizing wisdom and the world, then go for it.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing. I pick romance. Who hasn't fallen in
Ooh.
love with a shoe?
All right, very good. Very good. I love it. Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, so Cobbler, you have romance, and this means so you can use your romance skill in one of two ways, and this is sort of a meta thing. But you can think of it that if you decide to use romance and try to, and then you can think of it either as your character is consciously using romance and you're trying to seduce someone, or you can think of it as sort of a narrative tool, and that your character isn't actually trying to make the guard fall in love with them, but the guard is so smitten by the cobbler that they just can't help it, and they are madly in love and worshipfully want to do whatever the cobbler says, because you're just so
I
charming.
can perhaps turn a soldier into a sneakerhead, and they become obsessed with.
It's possible, yes. However, however you want to use it. Now this doesn't mean that you necessarily fall in love with them. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so a romance it is, a romantic cobbler. Ronny, Vesper, you decided what you want for your bonus skill or language?
I maybe have thoughts on a wisdom skill that's kind of like the best I can come up with for like a phrase to describe it is like arts and culture almost. Like the vibe I want is like, a winemaker that's kind of like I don't know, like Victorian timey, like popular gay socialite kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of the vibe.
Like
I
wisdom
think.
culture, basically.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds cool. I love it.
Culture,
All
but
right.
I think more of like an artsy or theatery bend to it. But yeah, basically that.
Okay, that sounds good. Just put art and culture. That sounds great. How about yourself, Ronny?
Yeah, I think I'll speak with some kind of I will take a language. Do you recommend any like mythical creatures that are on these particular islands we're visiting? 'Cause otherwise
Mystical
I might go with
creatures.
Zoog.
Well, the island is this island is it's basically a jungle island. And their common beasts include crocodiles, snakes, bears, tigers, apes, monkeys, wild boars, jackals, and wild dogs. You might, if it's not, yeah, it's not so mythical, but you could say snakes or frogs or perhaps fairies, um, or dragons. Yeah, I mean, snakes or frogs are in the jungle. It's always, it's very humid and moist. There's lots of, small streams. And I don't know if your character is a visitor or a local. We can determine that in a little bit. But there's always some little amphibian to talk to or scaly thing.
Nice. I'll go with snakes then.
Very good. All right. Excellent. So all that remains is your names. Would you have names in mind, or would you like to roll on the random names table?
Random names table.
All right. Very well. So whoever wants a random name, throw out a 1d100 and also a d6.
Just wonder if you have parents that play role-playing games, if that's how they determine the name of their children.
I only hope. All right. What?
92 and 1.
92 and 1. Okay. All right, 92 and 1. That is, how about Seejar? Seejar. I'll write it down in the chat. What do you think of Seejar?
I love it.
All right. Seejar the Beggar. All right. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling
I
down.
got an 86 and
86.
a 1.
Very good. All right. How about Rollory? Rollory. Rollory the winemaker. What do you think?
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
And an exclamation point there. You can keep or not keep the exclamation point. All right. What about you, Vincent?
Keeping it simple, I'm Cobbie the Cobbler.
Very good. All right. Excellent, excellent. Okay. All right. So
Maybe we can all
I
put it as our screen names down.
yeah, I think we're all ready to begin then.
Ooh. Yes.
All right. Okay. Let me set the scene then as we enter the stream. So in the southern sea, far from the six kingdoms, are 10 isles that shine like jewels in the great ocean. These agate isles were once, it is said, close to the six kingdoms and had great trade and wealth that shared with them, with those lands such as Dilithleen and Celophaes. But then with the passing of time, as happens in Dreamland, the islands began to become farther and farther away. As sages say, space itself increased in size, and what was once close became far. And so now, what was once a short voyage of a few days is many weeks' trip across the rolling ocean, where the 10 isles rest in the sea, and even now those isles have become more isolated, and the hills and mountains are jungly, and the cities and many forgotten ruins and remnants of past cities and civilizations rest among the hills. So the northernmost of the island is what is known as the Roofed Island, and it is a great green island of palm trees and beaches, and it is called the Roofed Island because at the center of the island, a great mountain rises up, a great stone massif, and it is always surrounded by cloud. So this glowering gray roof, as it is called, hangs over the island, and the center of the island is always dark and rainy. But on the borders, on the outskirts, there is sun, and there are days of blue sky, and it is here that the small towns sit. One of them, the town of Munrao, or as some call it, Warm River, for it is at the mouth of where a great wide river flows out to the sea. And here, where the waters of the river meet the sea, and great catfish swim, which fisher folk can catch and hang to dry and beside the piers. Here, the town rises up on bamboo stilts and tree houses over the riverbank, and here a village of some few hundred souls work and hunt and pray and do all of the things of their days, not too far from the other towns of Gundo, Arasraman, and Herne. And it is here to this small village that you have all come, or perhaps you have not outsiders. Perhaps you've not come by ship. Perhaps you are actually natives of Munro who were born and raised here in this small hamlet, among them bamboo and mangroves and the tall palm trees. I would like you to go now and introduce yourselves and tell me whether you are from Munro or whether you are other folk who have traveled to this land on a ship from a faraway place. Who would like to go first?
I can go first because I think I have an idea. I think Rollory pretty recently came down on a ship, and I think came down on a ship with a bunch of like just winemaking stuff and wine strapped to their back, and like I'm imagining like whatever the version of like a little rolling cart that has a bunch of stuff in it, or like the
Mhm.
those like backpacks that have a bunch of little compartments in them for like spices or whatever, but like winemaking things essentially, and just kind of like bumbling off of this ship and finding a place to set up essentially.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So Rollory, what is there anything you'd like to tell us about your appearance, or how you present yourself? I would like to mention that although you're all human, the definition of human is broad in Dreamland, and folk who would be called elves or orcs or lizard folk and other worlds would, they would all be classed as human in Dreamland. For it's rare that you find a place where people are focused on these categories. So would you like, is there anything, Rollery, how do you look? What kind of folk are you?
I think I don't know if I have like a specific look in mind. I think
Mhm.
Rollory is probably pretty like tall and gangly in the way that like you kind of think of like how a teenager doesn't really fit into their body yet kind of
Yeah.
vibe. I think very much like that. A little bit like I guess the vibe I'm seeing is like, what if like a juggler was a winemaker kind of like very sort of lanky and limber. I think they probably have pretty long hair that's wavy.
Okay. Cool.
That's
All right.
yeah, that's kind of the vibe. I think pretty well dressed though.
All right. Very good. Of course. Well, you're a cultured individual
Yeah.
from
I
someone
think
from
I
a
think
faraway land.
like I don't know like what materials are like here, but maybe like velvet kind of things that are like dark reds and purples. So like you can't see if they spilled anything on them.
All right.
But
Very
yeah,
good.
I think that's kind of the vibe he gives off.
Okay. Very good. All right. Seejar or Cobbie, who wishes to go next?
I can go. I think I had got an idea.
Okay.
So, I'd say Seejar is not a native, but has
Mhm.
definitely been here for a good amount of time.
Mhm.
Um, they, got passage on a ship trying to get a job, but since I don't have any strength, agility, or swimming, I got fired and left on the island.
Okay.
Um, and I would say and has been on the islands ever since then, kind of stealthing around, trying to get work. Um, and so I'd say Seejar is going to be like a half snake person.
Oh, very nice. Okay. All
And
right.
so not particularly nice looking snake, just got them scales, maybe a little bit of eczema, like life is not good, okay?
All right. Very good. Okay.
And all the clothes are just rags and or plant material, except for a very nice like ladies' tea hat that is somehow clean on the top of their head.
All
Gorgeous
right.
baby blue.
Oh, okay. That's
Love it.
beautiful.
Are you like a vipery kind of snake or like a pythony kind of snake? You know how like angular face snake or puppy dog kind of,
Oh, oh, you make it so
you know.
hard.
Like
I'll
a
be
cobra hood.
I want the hood, yeah. Puppy dog with a hood.
All right.
As we
Hobby.
see the people come off the boat, you see this really hunched over, kind of older guy, and his arms are so long they almost drag, or maybe it's because he's so hunched over and he's so bent over the ground, and it looks like he's sniffing the ground, and he's looking at everybody's shoes, and he immediately sees Rollory, and it's like, ah, I can tell by the splotches here and there. Yes, I see it. You are a lush. You drink lots of wine.
Well, I make it.
Even better, you make wine, but how strange, a winemaker that wears shoes. Perhaps I can make you Yes. Ah, I've dreamt of this. Philosophers have talked about it, but stay with me now. The barefoot shoe. You can crush grapes with it, but you wouldn't even feel like you were wearing shoes. It might take me a while to make such a shoe, but I must get to work. And he starts sketching. And then he looks over and with disgust, he kind of sneers and goes, "Ugh, go away, you shoeless beggar. I can't stand people without feet. I can't read them. I just don't understand."
Well, excuse me. I at least have nice nails.
You do? Ah, wait. You have nice scales. But what are scales except for the feet of a snake? I would have
All
to
right.
make thousands upon thousands of shoes. This could take me months.
Listen, if I molt, then my old skin can be shoe. Is that okay? Is that like leather? Does it count?
How about this? And he proposes a trade. I will do, if you have a job or a task, I don't have much in the way of money or things to trade, but if I could trade you a service, I would love your scales. Think of all the shoes I can make from them.
Listen,
right.
I got nothing else to do. Wow, easiest job interview ever.
Awesome.
All right.
Great.
So all of you, you find your way to this ramshackle town, and the great galleon that drops you off, they go there. It's a galleon from Dillisleen with scarlet sails, and they say they'll be back in a week after they trade with Silver Isle to the south. But a week passes, the galleon does not return, and does not return. And more ships come from other ports, but they've heard of nothing of your galleon, and the places they come from, you haven't even heard of. So somehow you have made your way to this small ramshackle town of a few hundred people with no immediate way to leave. And there are, however, many other outsiders from other lands here. Who are many of them staying like yourself at the inn, the quiet footsteps. There are other strange looking folk and folk from the far north and east and west. But days and days pass, and you get to watch the life in the village and see the children splashing and swimming in the warm waters of the river, and occasionally running when a catfish bites one of them. And but there are also snakes in the river water as well, Seejar. So some other folk to talk to, aside from the human inhabitants of the town. And it's a peaceful place. Now, and while you're staying at the inn, you all find the occasion to meet. You all meet one another, or perhaps over some bottles of wine. Your wine Rollory is like
Thank you,
nothing.
Rollory.
It's like nothing that they have here, and you become quite popular quite quickly. And at some
I
point,
think, except for with the innkeeper, who doesn't like that we're just drinking this wine here in his inn where he's selling wine.
it's actually an inn run by three sisters, but yes.
Oh yeah, where
Yes.
the three sisters are selling wine. They're like, no, not here.
Ooh. How much in
Oh.
debt do I go for drinking your wine?
Well, you can choose to become impassioned by Rollory's wine. It's a choice out of character. In character, you may have addictive for qualities, and if you do that before a challenge, then Rollory will get some passion words. I think it's time that I explain the word pool, which is here floating around at the bottom of the Roll20 screen. So Dreamland is the land of stories, and it is made of all of the stories that folk have told over the millennia. So to truly have power in this world, you have to tell stories and use your words. And this isn't something you're aware that you're doing in character, but by speaking these words, when you're performing actions, you can give yourself bonuses, and they can actually be used to fuel certain of your powers as written on your character sheet. Some powers may cost a word or two words or a variable number of words. So when we get to some challenges, we'll get more to that. But you'll also see the words are divided into the 5 pillars of Dreamland, which are wonder, passion, mystery, loathing, and the faraway. And the gray words are just common words, just neutral words with no special benefits or penalties. So if you were to perform an action, say haggling with these innkeepers, that would be a haggling challenge. Would you say, well, I don't know, Rollory, what's your style? Are you more of a haggler or are you more persuasive? Are you like the kind of person who sort of just logics your way and uses tricky words to get what you want with folks, or are you actually likable, which is persuasion?
No, I think he's pretty tricky about this, in general. Kind
All
of,
right.
I think, yeah, maybe, I don't know, saying that he's going to at least offer like, oh, if you let me drink this here and sell this here, I'll sell it to you on a discount.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's a haggling challenge. It's a haggling challenge of 4 to deal with the innkeepers, and so you can now. This is a simple challenge, so you can roll your haggling if you've got it, and then if you fail, then you can have the chance to spend your words.
Okay, yeah, I have a 1d6 haggling.
Give it a shot.
Okay. That's a 4.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Excellent. Okay. You're able to after they taste your wine, and you're able to convince them to let you sell it there for a cut, and soon people are no longer drinking the bamboo wine and the soda pop from the soda bottling factory at the other end of town. They are coming to drink your wine, and just pouring great glasses of scarlet wine that burns like fire in everyone's chest, and just warms the night as you sit out on the balcony over the treetops and look at the stars, or hear the distant roaring of the elephants out in the mountains. All right, so yeah, they're always trying to, they're still trying to make money off of you, but you do become popular. And in these nights of haggling and song, all of you end up sharing some stories and about yourself, and but not just of places you've been in reality, but of dreams and visions you've had. And you discover that coincidentally, all 3 of you have weird dream-like visions of another world. And so I would like you each to share one of your memories. This can either be something you'd share in character, or perhaps if you'd like out of character to reveal a shameful or weird memory that you wouldn't want to share in character. Maybe you talked in your sleep or it somehow got out. But why don't you each share one of your memories with the others and with our audience?
An old TV with rabbit ears. And a sports announcer, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Jordan with the ball, running up the center and nails it. Slam dunk, helicopters over the defense. The crowd goes wild, and and the memory fades, but it was definitely, he will never forget those shoes that he saw.
What a strange device. Sounds like some kind of magic, says one of the old village folk as you're describing this mysterious box with the
it's like a box of dreams,
Oh, there's ruins out in the island with all sorts of lost things like that. There are all sorts old. There were the folk here who lived here long ago. They did not worship the great god Mana Yud Sushai, and who knows what they worshipped and what they did, but there are all sorts of ruins of theirs high up in the mountains. Strange devices and strange metalworking, but you won't want to go there, for you know what's good for you.
I must find this box of dreams. There were these miniature, I don't know, snippets, movies. I don't know what they were, but For 30 seconds, they would try to sell me a shoe, and these shoes were brilliant. I must find this box.
All right. Seejar, would you like to share a memory?
Yes. I guess Seejar, I'm assuming Seejar is staying like outside of the um ho is this a hotel that these three sisters are
Yeah,
running, or
it's the only inn in
it's
town.
an inn?
There's only a few
Yes.
businesses in town. But this is the only inn. It has all, that's where most of the outsiders and people waiting for their ship or stay if they can afford it. You could try
Yes.
begging your way in to see if you can sleep where in the sleep in the snake loft or somewhere.
Um, Perhaps another night I will.
Yeah.
But upon hanging out with newfound friends, Rollory and Cobbie,
Mhm.
um,
And
it-
Cobbie's got a little bit of shoe polish and has been like lightly glossing over your scales, just to make sure that they're
ooh, yes, right here. Um, uh, I think if we were to get close, I would share, um, while I would really like to get a job because it's nice to like be able to have nice things and afford pastries.
Mhm.
Like honestly, I just really want good pastries. Um, I don't want to have too many things because in my sleep, I have these like in my sleep I experience losing everything, just bombs coming out of the sky, destroying everything I love and all my things. So it's better to have nothing than to have something to lose.
Mm. All right. And how about you, Rollery? Have you shared a dream?
I think we lost Rollory.
Oh no!
Ah!
Dun dun dun.
you
Okay,
must be
we'll wait.
sleeping already.
All right, we'll wait for Rollery to return. But while that happens, yes, as Rollery as Rollery haggles over the price of wine with the others. So if you haven't been staying in the village too long, when you first start to hear the rumors of the beast. At first, it's actually one of the three innkeepers, one of the three sisters who comes who you find out on the floor of the inn, talking to everyone at the bar and asking them if they have seen a young man, Traval, and who you yourself remember seeing around the village, all talking to his pet frogs and snakes. He had a little, he was a grown man, but he had sort of boyish character, and the others, you don't really wasn't really sure what work he did, but he loved little animals and was always talking to them, and perhaps but Seejar, you maybe might have even tried to teach him a little of the true language of snakes, because he didn't actually possess it, but they did love him and he loved them. But now he's gone. He's vanished. His mother is looking for him, and the innkeeping sister, whose name is Pearl. She's also worried that he perhaps fell into the water and was eaten by a crocodile or was lost in the jungle. And he is only the first. For the days after that, animals begin disappearing from the village. Pigs and chickens are lost. Cages found torn open. Great walls of bamboo torn out. And soon people see there's great footprint of some horrific beast that all stalking in the village. Great frog-like footprints of some unknown creature that no one can identify. Footprints 2 feet wide. And as animals begin to disappear. Everyone begins to dread that another human being will also vanish into the night. And but when this creature strikes, all that is left, all that is it's mysterious, and all that anyone hears is the crashing in the underbrush and the tree and among the trees. And then in the morning things are gone. So it is a mood of gloom descends upon the village, and in the darkness everyone locks and bolts their houses, and the great crowds that used to gather to sing and dance and ring bells in the inn at night and drink Rollory's wine they slim down to almost nothing. Everyone knows it's a huge creature stalks the night, and no one is sure what it is.
Welcome back.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that
Hello.
I didn't realize you had to be invited back into the Zoom. Sorry about
No
that.
worries. I realized I typed your number wrong. Also,
Oh no.
I was
Okay.
texting some random person. But
Oh,
sorry,
Rollory, I was so afraid we couldn't find you. There's this huge monster that has been kidnapping people in the village, and we've locked the doors here. I think we're safe in the inn for now, but so many people and animals have gone missing.
So yes. So Rollory, while you were gone, in the past several days, a boy and a man and numerous livestock disappeared, and strange giant footprints of some frog-like creature have been found around the village, and a mood of fear has descended upon Moonrow. So the celebrations and the wine drinking have dimmed down as the villagers begin to stay home at night and dread the dusk. And so you're left alone in the inn with the sisters, and one particularly drunken old man, as one night as the stars are out over the jungle, and the wind is blowing in the palm trees.
Not good. Not good. This is bad. I mean, Seejar, you want a job, and this market's not going anywhere with this monster. And Rollory, I mean, there's a time for drinking, and if things get worse, maybe there will be again. But if these doors are closed, you're not going to get more customers here. We got to do something. And I want to go and get that dream box out in the mountains, but not with that monster running around. Hey, old man, have you seen this creature before?
No, I've never heard of anything like this. There's all sorts of things out in the jungle, but I've nothing this big that I know of. Doesn't seem like the footprints of a crocodile, or of a water buffalo, or of anything anything I know of that's out there. But it could be almost anything. Perhaps some monsters have risen up from the caves in the center of the island. There's nothing in those caves, old man, says Pearl, as she takes away the glasses and brings some, and puts out a tray of nuts to eat. Don't spread don't talk about such things. Those caves are they just lead down to darkness. But there's never been anything in them except a few bats and sloths that I've heard of.
What shoes are she wearing? So he's always very close to the ground.
Oh, yes.
He notices people's shoes, and
Well, her shoes are they're stained with food, and they also smell of soap, and they're more like sort of fuzzy slippers. They're the shoes of an innkeeper, like the shoes that her big sisters wear.
One of my character abilities for the other players is I can flawlessly judge social class by their shoes. So.
Do we know that Seejar can like talk to regular snakes?
Oh,
Uh,
sure.
Yeah.
What was the boy's name that was kidnapped that all the frogs and snakes love him?
Travell.
Travell? Okay, I wasn't sure how to.
Putting it in chat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. What do the snakes say about these caves?
Uh,
Oh,
well, I think uh when we are we allowed to go outside, we can go ask them.
yeah. You can go. Yes, of course. Yeah, it's not like the village is under curfew. There, it's a very it doesn't. It's a rather anarchic commune. There's no one actually enforcing these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go out into the night, and you can hear the chirping of all the crickets and the water rushing by below you. There's a complicated net of bridges and little ladders that leads down to the river level. But you're actually up. You're a few dozen feet up in the trees right now where you are. But it doesn't take you long to find some little snakes, and a little agate colored snake with fiery eyes slithers out of slithers out down, along the tree branch, along the mossy branch, and says, "Yes. What is it? What do you want to know, friend?"
Ooh.
The rest of you, if you're there, you just hear hiss, hiss.
I think
How can we help?
Rollory's like there, like leaned up against something, like with a little, like one of the little teeny wine glass things, you know?
With
How
class every moment.
Mhm.
how can I help you, Seejar?
Ooh. I'm so worried about our dear friend Travell. Do you know where he is? Has there been sightings of him on the island?
Hmm. I have not seen anything of this one. This their infrared signature. I know it. I have not seen him. It's in some nights ago. They vanished from the village, and there were strange things in the underbrush. Things that walked on two legs, but were not human.
Oh, did you? Oh,
And they, Travell went with them. Since then, there's been something large out there and hungry. And I think it will be hungrier soon.
do you do you know where you heard those sounds? What direction in the underbrush?
The great beast dwells up in the mountains, up towards the peak where there are old things of stone.
I see.
But
When
I don't know. But of the one Travell, I do not know.
I see the creature that was not human, did it have any? Did you hear any sounds? Did it speak?
I have not seen it. I only heard it from afar. Did not, but I did not speak.
I see. Thank you very much.
But
Next time I find a
there's-
rat, I'll give it to you.
there's other thing. I am many of my companions and many of the frogs have also vanished.
No.
It could cause a cataclysmic die off of the
ecosystem if this continues.
Don't take the apex predators away. Do you know if they vanished with the same sounds in the underbrush? Or perhaps it was they vanished differently than Travell.
The humanoid figures that Remiel went with, I have not seen or smelled the like of them since. But the great beast, yes, it is all, it comes and goes to the village. And if you wait here, you might catch it. Or if you go to up the mountains to the top, that is where it lairs.
Thank you very much and stay safe, my friend.
I will.
Yes.
It slithers off under some leaves.
Cool. I run back and I'll be like, yo, listen, it's so bad, you guys. So I'll convey what the beautiful agate snake said.
Yeah.
And
it missed Travell. Travell was a friend of snakes. Yeah.
It sounds like the way that the snake talked about it. Travell went willingly. Travell
yes.
went willingly with these humanoids. Went with is a weird way to talk about it. If he was kidnapped. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know, is that normal for
Well, if the creature was really big and really scary, maybe he had no choice. But that is a good idea. Maybe we can look for footprints. It is my specialty. At least I can understand by his gait and what size shoe size he wears. And
that's
what
true.
condition
That
he's
is
in.
true. All right. I will
See any
okay,
tracks?
there's no skill specifically for this. So I will I'll say it's alertness. Do you have any alertness skill, Cobbler?
I do not.
All right. Well, I would say this is going to be a simple challenge. And it's going to just be a 2 with your expertise at footprints to figure out right now. But are you looking for tracks of the creature or of Travell?
Both, but mostly Travell to understand what condition.
All right. Well, it'll be just a challenge of 2. But since you don't have any alertness, you will have to spend words for this.
Okay. And remind me again, I can earn words by speaking them and picking up the cards.
Yeah, so you don't need, do you simply you can gather words into your hand by speaking them now and save them for later. Well, and save them for later. Or you can simply use them by spending them. Speak a sentence, speak something that either your character is saying or you can describe the scene. And pull the words as you use them up on top of the map of the island. That'll be where we keep track of the words that are being used. And you really need 2. And so since you don't have any special bonus, that will be 2 words of your choice.
Okay. Yeah, so
a simple challenge.
The young prince, the young sir, has gone up the mountain underneath the stars, but a great beast, who knows if it was a dragon, or perhaps another huge creature. I wonder if Travell's okay.
Okay, so you're gonna spend. So I said the challenge was only 6. I said you only needed 2 words, but that is a lovely speech. So I'm gonna let you get more knowledge by overshooting. All right, so that was 5 words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. Okay, very good. So all right, so then it has to in the morning you go out and you carefully examine all the branches and all of the bridges around Travell's home, and also in the not just on the bamboo and wooden planks, but in the village there is land parts of the village in the outskirts. So you travel out in the fields and meadows, and you do eventually find Travell's footprints, which are recognizable by the smell of the sort of smell of a frog and a snake that clings to them, because he always was carrying around some of the little creatures. And what you see is that he goes out into a meadow. It was inside of the village, but rather far. And then 3 sets of footprints, of human-sized footprints, shoed footprints, come out of the woods and meet him. And then those footprints go back into the woods, and Travell's footprints vanish. There is no sign of his footprints from that point on. He does not return to the village. But these other figures, these 3 figures, they continued on. They continued on to the northwest out of the village, toward the direction of Gundo. And with that, so that's what you figure out. However, so you did spend a pillar word, though, so I'm going to need to ask you to make a roll to see if you break the pillars of Dreamland. For whenever you use the pillar words, there is a chance that your unconscious manipulation of reality will have unexpected consequences. So please roll a d10. You only used 1 pillar word, I believe. So you just want to roll higher than a 1.
Hey. We
I am refreshing the word pool as you do this.
7.
All right, yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay, yeah, that's what you discovered. You could follow the mysterious footprints out of town, but they actually go, you can see that they sort of follow along the road, but they go off at quite a distance. So it would actually be, it might be an overland journey to actually find them.
Seejar,
right.
Rollory, look, I found the prints. They've gone up to the northwest. It might be far away though. Here, I've made you these, and hands Rollory some very tall hiking boots, perfectly in your size. And I've noticed the slightly pronated toed-in gait of your left foot, so I made a small adjustment to that heel. This should recorrect your spine. I hope it is comfortable.
Wow.
And he gets down on his knee and starts like lacing you up like full service.
All right, Cobbie, did you also want to try to track the footprints of the creature?
Yeah, do I see the big creature's foot print? Is it in the same direction?
No, its footprints actually well, they come and go. But broadly speaking, they head out to the northeast, towards Rosferman, and which is out more uphill. So to the west, it's basically pleasant coastal country. There's it's fields and meadows of green grass beneath the looming cliffs. To the right, as you go uphill towards the Rosferman, it's a longer journey, and it goes into the jungle, into the forest, so it would be somewhat more difficult. But that is the direction the
we
creature
don't see any
seems to have come from.
indication. So do we know which direction the prince for Travell went to with the monster, with the 3 other?
They disappeared, I thought, right?
The 3 Travell's footprints disappeared. They don't. It's as if he floated into the air or vanished into thin air.
Cobbie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How closely did you look at the sister's shoes at the inn?
Oh no, that's not the same shoes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. They are
three sisters and 3.
but no, they're not the same.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, she was saying real strongly how there's nothing in the caves, and okay.
And
No,
then
no, no. I can tell that the innkeepers, well, the pearl has these large bunions, which makes her lean towards the right. This print obviously leans towards the left. And he kind of just nerds out and goes on and on and on about how the prints are not a match.
Yeah, they're unusual shoes, by the way. They're
Unusual.
very, yeah, they're very they're a bit like the shoes that would be worn by a dancer or performer. They're they're like some kind of strange wooden clogs. Not really just meant for not really meant for yeah, not really meant for travel. The
I
Very
shoes of the
see.
street
so
strangers.
the caves are up to the northeast where the beast tracks went, or are they?
So so the place marked as X5. The sister Pearl and her elder sisters tell you that that's the top of the mountain, and the caves are little are would be down where X3 is. And they call it, they don't call it the caves, they call it the singing dark. For a great for in the darkness, the wind blows through the caves, and great loud echoing and booming noises hiss and roar out of it like like an orchestra.
Yeah, I think does Cobbie mention that these are like weird performer shoes?
Yeah, I'll share all this information. Look here, how strange. I've never seen angular, almost as if they were made out of wood or some other hard material, perhaps foreign dancers. I'm not sure. Very strange, very strange.
I think Rollory is interested in both finding this kid and also finding out about these dancers.
Well, they
More so than
met.
like just going right after a beast.
So we're right now still like near Munro, right?
Yes, you're still you're within sight of the town. You're just wandering
Yeah.
around the outskirts.
Perhaps if I'm getting my directions right, perhaps we should go to the caves first, and if nothing comes from it, we continue up the mountain.
Are the-
Hmm. There is one
So
way, one surefire way of which to know which way to go.
Ooh.
And he takes out a very old, worn shoe, and he kind of dances in a circle for a second and throws it in the air. And he looks for which direction it points. And he rolls a 1d2. And I knew it. I knew it. It is towards the singing dark. Personally, I'm much more interested in these strange shoes and have no interest in shoeless monsters, but I can't stand the thought of a young man being eaten. So if we can be of help, perhaps his footprints have disappeared. Perhaps he is shoeless.
don't bare feet still make footprints?
Yes, you would still see his footprints, but it is as if he is as if he vanished.
The logic is lost on Cobbie, who only thinks of shoes.
We just go, makes sense.
All right. Well, if you know that everyone in the village would be very grateful for either to discover what happened to a Travell, or to hope perhaps to stop this, to find and stop this creature eating their livestock. So it is up to you. It's up to you what to do. You've already been staying in this village for several weeks and walking the same paths over and over. You've been to every store 3 times. You've tried every flavor of soda pop. You're getting suntanned. What do you want to do?
I think Rollory is like, I'm intrigued by these dancers that have taken this boy, but I think if we're to stay here and be stuck here for who knows how long, we should probably see if we can help stop the beast before it gets us too?
Yes,
Well,
that would be good for business for all of us. Someday, I would love to open up a small shoe store as well. But things being as they are in this economy, but maybe, where there's monsters, there's often treasure as well.
mhm. I would like to help my friend Travell. Uh,
Okay.
but if the caves are on the way to the top of the mountain, I feel we can set a trap anywhere along that route as long as it's at night.
It's true. You could actually, so you're able to get a map. You're able to get a map from Saral, the eldest sister at the end. She opened up an old, she lifts some stones aside, and beneath it is an old flattened parchment. And it has a map of the island, which coincidentally is the same one which is visible in Roll20. And so she marks, so with circles, she marks the top of the mountain, which is X5, and the caves, which can be, which one you could get to if you were able to take a certain winding path and avoid the towns and go straight into the heart of the jungle and into the dubious mountains looming behind them. But it's yeah, it's dangerous. Do any of you have any experience as hunters or trappers? I don't. If you don't, forgive me saying so. You don't look like you've spent much time in the wilderness. And Pearl looks a little annoyed at her elder sister for negging you so much, because she's quite eager for you to go on this journey if she might bring back Travell.
Well, I can detect poison.
Yeah.
Is there a stable in town? Are there horses?
Well, we have riding birds, but I don't. But they're not cheap. We don't own any ourselves.
Listen, birds are basically cousins to snakes. We both got scales. Let's go beg them. Let's just beg them for rides, you guys.
All right. Are you gonna go try to buy some mounts, or are you gonna try to convince the mounts to just break out of their stables and go with you?
Yes. I'm gonna be like, please, for our friend Travell.
Well, they don't actually speak the language of snakes, but if one of you has a far away
I do.
memory, you could forget half of that memory, and then you could acquire a new language.
Yes.
Or rather, you could retroactively remember it. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, what memory starts to fade a little bit?
Yeah, of a really beautiful red desert, red sands, red mountains, and even the skies, all the hues of red and orange in the sunset.
Okay.
And I'm just like, start thinking about flying through that beautiful sky, thinking of those birds, and then it just kind of fades, and suddenly I can go chirp chirp.
All right. So mark in the character sheet. You now can permanently speak to both snakes and birds. So the riding birds, they sort of cock their heads curiously and they say, oh, I thought you'd forgotten how to talk. The rest of you hear, caw, caw, caw. Say, we'd be happy to break out of this kennel. Why, the owner here, they feed us terribly, and they wear stirrups of all things. There's 3 of us here. That's enough for all. That's enough for all of you. Just just leave the gate, leave the outside gate unlatched, and we'll handle the rest.
Yes, you got it, tweet. And then I'm gonna just run back, flapping my arms and being like, "You guys, we got rides up the mountain."
All right, it's not too long before you hear a commotion, and you hear the owner of the stables calling out, "My birds! Where have they gone? Oh, someone left the gate unlatched, and they smashed out of their pens. It took forever. It took forever to get to raise those birds. and and when the birds sneak around to the side of the inn where you're staying, and say Tia she barely raised us at all. She wasn't the one who taught us anything. And they complained about their owner, and they're happy to give
Working
you
for chicken feed.
Yeah. So you still don't have you have some light supplies. You're not particularly well supplied for a journey. I don't know if you you have a bit of you can gather a bit of food around the inn. And Pearl sets some aside for you, some plantain bread and some salted fish, and some dried fruits. But if you really want to, I don't know if you want to go on a shopping spree and really get a lot of supplies, or if you're going to be satisfied with with just a little bit.
Don't forget, we also have wine.
Yes, you're copiously supplied with wine always,
and always the perfect footwear for any situation. I think the food would be great for distracting the beast if we need to do so. But Seejar, you mentioned making a trap. That's a brilliant idea. Maybe we can find a hunter who has a trap, or maybe we can find a general store with some rope, something like that.
Okay. There's a general store, and they do have rope and some metal hooks and gewgaws that you could use to make some sort of a trap.
I'd like some rope and hooks, or pythons or something, so to make a tripping device or some sort of thing, assuming we have to make an exit from a cave.
All right. Okay, make me a haggling roll. This is going to be a
absolutely.
This is going to be a challenge of 4. Do you have haggling, Cobbler?
I do.
Oh, you're all such good hagglers. You're all excellent tradespeople.
And I looked the shopkeep up and down and tried to sell them on some used shoes that happened to be in their size. Failing miserably.
Well, you have your words if you wish to, but he says, we get enough visitors from the mainland that I know these shoes are out of fashion.
Look, I know you're dubious, but from far across the sea, in the land where I come from, the more worn in the shoe it is, the more beloved it is, and shows for how much love the people of the area love this. It's a sign of status. It really is.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. I guess. So he relents and trades you the net for the shoes.
There's literally a hipster store up the street from me that sells shoes that they break in with sandpaper and just sew for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
Anyway.
All right. So you get what you wanted, but you need to make a pillar break roll again, please.
Oh no, I keep forgetting that.
To roll a d10. Just don't roll a 1.
I keep thinking drawing these pillar cards are a good thing, but
it can be, because if your roll has the powers related to one pillar, then that's great. Like Winemaker, you could do all kinds of awesome stuff with the red passion words.
Yeah.
But other than that, generally it's a bad thing. Generally you want to but you're gonna have to do it because there's a lot of them.
I roll a 1d10.
Go for it. Just you have 9 in it. There you go. And you did make it a roll. All right. So you okay. Well, you're not particularly well supplied with food or water, but you do have there's plenty of water, and you have your you have your rope now, and you have your steeds, and so unless there's any, so Pearl comes to you before you go and says, please, I hope you find him. Just what, even if he is no more, even if he's gone into the hands of the Lord of Death, please tell me. And she presses a water skin and some more food from the inn and into your hands, and she makes the elder sign to wish you luck on your journey. All right, are you off?
Yes. Unless you want to do anything, Rollory.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Besides, probably before getting on the steed does just like offer it a little sippy of wine. a little bit. It's
Okay.
polite.
All right, so off you go to the northwest towards
And-
Guindo, but planning to turn on the way there into the upper mountain country.
Rollory's bird is a little flying sideways.
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't give it that
and-
much.
I would like to make sure that we get there quickly.
Mhm.
I would like to spend half memory of wonder
Oh, okay.
to affect the weather. Just have
all right.
just have really nice like upward drafts to make the flying speedy in our favor.
These
Favorable
these
winds.
are all riding birds. They're not flying birds. Just
Oh,
so
they're
you know.
riding birds.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're like
never mind.
chocobos. They're like big
Chocobos.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
That's what I was.
I would like to secretly steal a few feathers from the birds.
All right. Okay, very well. Yeah, they shed a lot actually, so you don't have to really yank them out. Okay. Would you still like to spend a wonder half memory for to assure good weather on your journey, or are you
Yes, sure.
all right. Okay, well, for that, I won't ask you to make a wilderness challenge. You head out to the northwest. And so you make your way through fields of flowers and past beautiful great old green trees draped in vines, and the occasional farm with yams or berries growing. And the journey lasts 2 days. And on the way you it's peaceful. You hear the crickets at night, and occasionally talk to a small snake or a bird, Seejar. And they haven't seen anything of Travail. So finally you get to the crossroads, and there's a big farm there with a lot of buildings with dried palm leaves on the roofs and bamboo walls, and the people see you approaching, and see you riding along in your birds, and they quickly rush inside, and you see them come out. They have spears, and some of them have old blue bronze swords that have turned blue from age, and they say, "Halt! Halt! Who are you? Where are you from?" They look quite suspicious.
How are we? Are we just like riding these birds? Like, are there little reins, or are we just like barebacking it?
Oh, there's little reins and saddles. Yeah.
Okay. I think Rollory at least will like sort of come to a halt, or at least like slow down pretty significantly, and like kind of like put his hands up, kind of like, we're just passing through on our searching for a boy. No, we have no ill intentions. Would you like some wine?
I see there's
Holds up a bottle.
There's the other woman standing next to the man says, "Look, there's 3 of them." Yes.
No.
Just like the three footprints. Are you come? Have you come to take away more of us?
Well, it
Well,
can't be
right.
us, you see,
No, we're
because
looking for someone who
my
got taken away.
our friend Seejar here actually has no feet, so it couldn't be us. We saw the footprints of three as well, and we are also looking for them.
So do you have you're gonna need to persuade them to be to really tell you anything. They're clearly there's you don't know how many people are here, and maybe it's just a large family in this farm compound, but they're quite upset, and it seems they've suffered vanishings, just as the folk of Monroe have.
Ah,
I'll do it.
you tell them.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to get anything out of them or stop here, it's going to be a
Mhm.
persuasion challenge, but this is actually going to be your first risky challenge.
Okay.
And what that means is it's going to be a D6 plus 3. And you're not going to know the amount until after you've spent all the words that you want. Okay.
Okay.
But if you're all talking together, you can collaborate on this.
Ooh.
If this is persuasion and obviously Rollory's talking, I get
Yes.
×2 from passion words. So
You do. So if you want to spin those passion words in your speech, they'll each be 2. So that's already 4 for you, should you choose to do that.
yeah.
And if you're collaborating, you simply just keep pulling words out and keep adding more. Just add them all up to the top as you talk. You can take turns, and you can use that. You can actually spend up to 15 words if you're collaborating. Normally, your maximum would be 8. Otherwise,
Okay.
but do any of you actually have the persuasion skill? By the way,
I do not. I
Okay.
just got the passion thing.
All right, yeah. So you get bonuses, but you don't actually have the skill itself. But that's fine. Yes, it's simply up to, like most persuasion attempts, it's really up to your words. So what are you gonna say? So by the way, before I go, one more thing. If you overshoot, then the sky's the limit. The people could really, really, really like you. It's up to you though.
Okay, yeah. I think sorry, I'm taking a second to think about these words. I think Rollory is just like we've also seen these footprints as my companion said, he's a cobbler. He knows his stuff. But we're not aiming for your farm. We're off to the jungle.
As you spend them. Are you having trouble using the pulling the cards out of the interface?
Yeah, let me. Oh, here we go.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
There we go. Okay, here we go. Got
Pull
it.
them up to the top. Yeah, as you use them.
Yeah. We're off to the jungle. We have our suspicions that they may have taken this boy up to the large stone caves in up high in the mountains. If anyone else wants to jump in until I can figure out how to use these passion words.
Yeah. Up high in the looming mountains.
Our up high in the looming mountains. Our my other companion here spoke with an agate snake.
With eyes of fire.
Yeah, with eyes of fire. Who told us of these 2-legged folks and some beasts, or not some beast, a beast, and
in the cave of the Seeing Dark.
In the cave of the Seeing Dark, we think they're up there. We, even if you don't trust this perilous quest, I'm gonna break something so bad here. We mean no harm to your farm. We are just passing through. Um. Uh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And we hope that if we ever pass by again, you'll let us ring your bell anytime.
Let us
Good
ring your bell
sir.
anytime, good sir. Okay.
All right.
1, 2.
Is that, do you think that's
3,
enough?
4,
You've
5, 6,
definitely
7,
made the
8, 9, 10,
you've definitely
11.
made the 4 to 9.
I'm terrified that we're gonna break the world here.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I feel like
uh-huh.
11 is pretty good. What did you say
Okay.
we were testing against? It's a D10 plus 3.
It's D6 plus 3. So
Oh, okay. I
you've
can't.
definitely made it. You've definitely
I
made it. It's
forgot
just a
it was
question of how great you want to, how
9 and
awesome
not.
you want to do.
No, yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Ready to break things.
All right. They put down their, one by one, they put down their weapons, and they say, "Well, we're sorry. We're sorry we missed it. We're sorry we misapprehended you, but this is perilous times, and well, clearly we've forgotten our manners. Here, come inside. We have a cook fire. We come in and have some yam soup." They ring the dinner bell and invite you into their farm. And now I would like one of you to make a pillar break roll. And let's see, but you did, so let me see what the target, first let me see how well you overshot your target.
And then are we rolling for each different pillar we used words from?
Oh, no, you just roll collectively. So you spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pillar words. So you want to roll an 8 or higher. So the people, they're no longer unfriendly. They're now, they're hospitable, and they realize that you're just like them. You're looking for the same answers that they are. And they explained that a teenage girl and has vanished from their compound, and also a mother. They both vanished. They've both vanished recently, and they discovered the footprints of these sets of footprints of 3 strange people.
Yeah, I think Rollory will ask what they look like essentially and offer them wine as condolence.
Okay. Well, now make that pillar break roll though, Rollory, and I'm gonna ask you to do it because you were the primary speaker.
You said it's a D10. Yep. Yeah. Cool.
I'm praying for you.
Try not to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. All right.
Let's go.
Okay. So they love your wine, and they're like, "Oh, we've never had anything like this. This isn't cucumber wine or palm wine or bamboo wine. What is this? What is this strange? What is this strange brew? From what do you make it?"
I think it's blackberries and various types of berries rather than grapes, but
all right. Okay. All right. They love your wine, and they take you in, and they drink so much of your wine. However, the night that soon things become quite wild. They become quite wild in the compound, and you're trying to get more answers from them about the missing people and everything, but everyone is drinking, and passions run high, and soon there's dancing, and soon there's this and that, and before you know it, it's like a strange fever has overtaken everyone, and even more than you can hold your liquor, obviously, Rollory.
Yeah.
But these people cannot. And soon there's wild dancing, and they're calling out to Timbambu, the god of drums, and some people have forgotten their clothing, and here in different corners of the room, and other people are just hugging you and confessing the secrets, and asking you all kinds of things, and asking you to dance. And before you know it, the entire farm is just a bacchanal of drunkenness. And then and so you're unable to get any more information out of these folk. And in fact, you have to spend half the evening keeping the cooking fire from burning the compound down. When morning comes, when the sun rises over the fields, everyone is asleep. Everyone is passed out. People are snoozing in the copper pot of stew, which is overturned. There's everything. There's half-eaten fish and all sorts of garbage and stuff, and broken bottles and strewn about. Everyone is snoring, and the whole place smells like wine. And you see, and you're the last people awake. Everyone else is just completely exhausted and completely passed out. And far away, in another world, a clock tolls, and three sleepers turn in their sleep, in the darkness. So the folk here, you see, after a while they're actually, you're not sure how long it'll be for them to recover. If you're going to stay here, you're going to be nursemaids to them, essentially.
Could I, because everyone is distracted, can I stealth to find the rooms of the girl and mother? I want to see, I'm not being weird. I want to see if they have anything snake or frog related, like if they like them, like anything in the rooms that could tell me about their personalities.
Okay. All right. There's nothing snake or frog related in the rooms. There's the girls there's a little doll made of palm husks, and there's a lot of fishing hooks and fishing implements. You're able to sort of shake someone awake enough for them to tell you where the mother slept, and there's a spinning loom. There's some urns which you realize, with little faces painted on them, which you realize contain some of their ancestors, which she was keeping. There's nothing related to snakes or frogs, and there's no obvious clues.
Okay. I slither back and go, I wasn't doing anything. Don't worry.
What? And you see Cobbie, and he's just all the sleeping people. He's kind of OCD, like fixing their shoes on the ground.
So, do you wish to stay here with these or are you going to continue on your journey?
I think we need to continue on now. There's more
Yeah.
people to find.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably.
We are always looking for other footprints, though. So if we see anything strange, we.
Okay. All right. All right. You leave the folk as well as they can be. Occasionally they're mumbling, muttering, more wine, rolling over their sleeves. The children are the only ones who are about. They're off in the fields already playing or eating berries or eating jam but they're not really. But they're all the children who were drinking are quite young. They're not able to tell you much. All right. So off you head towards the caves. But from here, the land becomes jungly and dense, and you see you're no longer in the fields, but you're entering the forest. There's great clusters of jewel-like fruit hang overhead, and great green and blue vines and leaves soon block out the sun as you head inland. All right, this is going to be a wilderness challenge, everyone. And you are going through the jungle, so.
Is this a group challenge, or do we each have to
challenge.
do this?
Okay. It actually is.
So none of us have it, so words once more.
All right.
Cool.
All right, your target number this time is going to be 8.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay.
We will never forsake our quest, whether it's going And just like we'll never run out of wine, we will never give up. We will cross any desert, any field. Um, and you know, and we will never forget the ones that were lost. But hopefully we find them. That's all I can think of.
Nor will we
Oh.
be afraid of any dangers such as mad elephants or flesh-eating fishes. We have not yet forgotten about the young Travell.
We will scale this tower of a mountain to save him and these others.
What are these pink ones that say God?
Oh, the pink one. Okay, those are faraway words. And for faraway words, I didn't establish this yet. You make up your own word. You make up your own proper name or of a place
Oh,
or an
right.
imaginary thing. So you might say, like, for instance, or you could use something from the story. You might be like, well, you might be like, Barnar Lasatep, I'm gonna get through this forest. Or you could, make up something of your own invention. And
maybe this is us invoking like the I'm just bad at remembering names. The drum god that you mentioned that these people in the farm had, and like how that god will help us like bring back their people too. I don't remember
Yeah.
the drum god's name, but yeah.
oh, yeah. Probably you probably have a different name for the drum god in your culture, anyways. So whatever you so yeah, just make up a name and speak it out.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Names.
Oh. Yeah, I'll add in the Nachash, the god of snakes, because people keep bullying my friends. We gotta help not just the humans that were kidnapped, but all the frogs and snakes.
Okay,
All right.
One extra.
that's 9.
Mm-hmm.
We just need 8, right?
Yeah, you just need 8. So, all right, that's 8 then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. With the birds are sure-footed, and when you're able to talk to both birds and snakes, it's easy to avoid dangers on the trail and to know where the good berries and also good insects and the small frogs and other tasty snake treats are. So it takes you days as you slowly go uphill and through the vines and push it in ferns, and occasionally able to stop and see the splendor of the views and waterfalls and the landscape spread out far beneath you, going all the way down to the sea. And finally, you make your way into a almost sheer cliff where you see above you the big beginnings of the great mountain, but it's dotted with dark holes, cave entrances. Okay, please now make a roll to see if you break the pillars. And since you all contributed, anyone can make this roll. I probably should. Maybe Seejar or Cobbie. Would you like to would you like to do the honors?
Sure, I can do it.
Okay.
Great.
3.
Oh dear.
And
No.
Jason, we have a chat request after this. Maybe take a quick bio break.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let me tell you what happened. All right. So when you see these caves, there's something strange about them. There's something very strange. They look almost, the rock they're not ordinary caves as you first saw from a distance. As you come closer, you see the rock is carved with hundreds of faces. They're so naturalistically carved that they might have naturally been dripping, just naturally have grown out of the great limestone massif before you. And in every face, the eyes is a hole. And some of those eyes are the caves that you saw from a distance. Other smaller masks or faces form little holes. And then from some of them, little streams trickle, or there's moss or flowers growing. And as you look at these caves, you hear some strange sounds. Cobbie, you hear a sound, strange sound coming from the caves, not the echoing and that you thought you'd hear. It's not the that the sisters were saying when they described the singing dark. You hear, and he's at the 4-yard line. Oh, and that's the goal. That's a touchdown. Roar. And Seejar, you hear the sound of like, and you hear the sound of an airplane engine, and the airplane's passing by overhead. And Rollory, you never told me one of your memories. So what do you hear? And it was in the caves.
I think it's like the like repeated click of a camera shutter.
All right, very good.
Hmm.
All right, so all of you hear different things from and they're coming from the caves, coming from the not from specific different caves, but like from one, the sort of, they all seem to combine, and you all hear these different sounds. And as these sounds reach your ears, everything about your sense of reality becomes tingly and a sudden fuzzy, and you're suddenly caught by the sensation that none of this is real. And in some and one of you, and you almost can feel yourself turning on a pillow and in sheets, and you almost and just want thinking, wait, this isn't who I am, as you all become half awake. And again, the half awake impairment. And I'm going to deal that to all of you. And now it's time for a little bio break.
Oh, no. We wake up feeling our bladders.
I was literally about to make a joke about Abagara fault and this hole is made for me, and then you were like, these are faces.
All right, so
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna every one of you take a half awake card. I'm gonna put some of them down here on top of the words. They're very teeny tiny here, so let me see if I can make one big enough that it can be viewed.
Awesome.
Keep
half awake
until I can.
And far away in another world, the night clock ticks as you roll uneasily in your slumber. Your dream and waking personas blur. If you're tempted to do something your waking self would do, you must spend 4 not to do so. All right, and now the night clock is at 2, and but I'm gonna, and that's, yeah, you can ask me, since while some people are bioing, if anyone wants to ask me any questions about half awake or anything.
Yeah, I forgot the personal pool, right?
Yeah.
We can like accumulate words that are like outside of challenges.
Yes, you can. You can, like, if you want to gather words that are appropriate for your role, for instance, like cool wonder words for you, I think.
Right. And we can just through normal conversation or normal.
Well, yeah, actually, you don't even need to speak the words. You can just take them into your hand.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be that you had to speak the words, but you can actually but now you can just pull them into your hand. And if you want wonder words, well, there are quite a few of them.
Yeah, I really need the wonder words. So I think it's a good reminder. Maybe we could remind everybody.
Yeah. Is it just you? I think maybe, yeah, when everyone comes back, I'll mention that.
Cool.
So feel free to just grab a bunch of words, though, by the way, and I'll just refresh them after you take them if you want to.
Yeah. Let me figure out how to do that. I guess I click and then
right click and you can take them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have up to 8.
Back.
All right. Hello. So yeah, you're all half awake. And so you should all take a copy of the half awake impairment.
Yeah.
You're all feeling everything's a little unreal. Oh, and And I forgot to mention, but as I was telling as Vincent and I were talking, you can, if you want, you can just take words into your hand at any time. If you want to save up words that you're, if like you, Beggar, you want to save up some loathing words or something for your because of
Yeah,
your loathing related powers, you can just do that. You can just pull, you don't have to to spend you don't have to speak them. You can just take them off the table and save them for later if you want.
cool. I keep forgetting that that's an option. But yeah, awesome.
Well, it's not something you necessarily have to do, but it can be it can be useful.
Awesome.
All right, and the word pool is filling back up. But the word pool will, but of course, yes, the collective pool will, if you want to spend more words, if you want to grab words, I'll continue filling the pool. So.
Oh, sure. Let me see. Let me look at what words I would very much like. I'll grab a few loathings. And ooh, glowing. And the pink are far away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool.
Are you
Radiant.
you know how to pull them into your hand, right?
Oh, take card. I see
Yeah, it's
it.
a right click and you can take them. And
Nice.
then they'll just appear
I
as a little
took them.
reminder. Yoo-hoo!
I took them.
All right.
Nom nom nom.
Just gobble them up.
By the way, so for half
Hmm?
awake, it's saying if you are tempted to do something your waking self would do, you must spend 4 not to do so. So
Yes.
the dream master tempts, right?
Yes, but you can also, I mean, you can also volunteer it yourself because I don't know who your waking self is yet, for example.
Oh.
So it's really up to you how you want to roleplay that at this point. If we'd been playing for a little while and and you had established what your waking self was like, I might pull rank and do that. But at this point, it's kind of up to you how you want to interpret that because
Cool.
yeah, I know what your memories are. I mean, I know about your horrible memories of the. I mean, everyone knows about your terrible, horrible memories of the bombs. These unimaginably powerful, probably magic weapons. These metal flying beasts that definitely aren't birds, by the way. Well, they're not nice like birds,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's up to
I
you. Yeah. It's up to you how
cool.
you, I mean, yes, but you don't smell any Madeline cake. If there was any Madeline cake, you might be tempted, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, because I like combining the two because I imagine like um being like I'm thinking I'm not sure which famine, but like for example,
Mhm.
like the Dutch
Oh,
winter famine, I don't remember if there was actual bombing, but there was definitely like military blockades, right?
mhm.
So the combination of like that period of time in your life where you're starving, and then the older memory of tea and cakes.
Oh,
Yee.
yeah, that's nice. That's a really good, yeah, that's a really good way to build it out. You can take the half awake card onto yourself too, if you want.
Ah, I
Yeah, this is
see.
the same way.
Nice.
Grab one of them ones.
Do you like Roll20 or Tabletop Simulator more? For,
Well,
yeah,
I find that Roll20 is faster. I mean, it's not as fast as I'd like it to be all the time, but Tabletop Simulator is even slower on my MacBook.
interesting.
The playing cards.io is actually the fastest, but it doesn't have all the functionality, right? You have to do any images or sharing and stuff in another window. It's really just for cards, but it's super fast.
Mm. Yeah, because I mean, s- I always like Roll20. I'm always down to use it, but I've been tempted to try Tabletop Simulator. So when I saw that you have it there, I was like, maybe I should try.
You can give it a shot. And I'd like to, I'm going to make the words available on Roll20 eventually. But currently you have to, if something's in the Roll20 store, it has to be for sale, right?
Yeah,
So I have a, so I mean, yeah, I feel a little weird offering things for sale when the game isn't, when it's still in a beta,
yeah.
Um, Although maybe, I mean, yeah, I gotta think about it. But yeah, currently, so I have all these, so I got all these Roll20 cards, and a couple other people have also uploaded them. But but yeah, there's no easy way to transfer them aside from uploading 300 cards.
Cool.
But so and all right, so y'all are half awake, and everything seems quite unreal, and you are staring into this wall of this cliffside wall of face-shaped caves. Some of them, whether carven or natural or just naturally formed out of the rock. But clearly a magical place. There must be 1,000 faces. Some of them overgrown with green moss and flowers. Beyond this, there's the paths lead off in many different directions. You're really at sort of a crossroads where you could climb even higher, or you could go further down into the different parts of the jungle.
This is
Wow,
so strange. I have memories of a faraway place of a jungle in the shadow. He kind of shakes his head. But that wasn't here, though. Strange.
So it is it'll be dark soon. Are you going to make camp, or are you going to what are you going to do? I know, and of course we'll wait for feedback from the winemaker when they return, but
Oh, I'm
in the
here.
meantime, oh sorry, okay, I didn't see
Sorry.
you. Hello. All right, so yes, you stand before this unearthly sight, this strange sight out of your dreams, literally out of your dreams. For all of you, hear these enchanted, these magical sounds, magical in some cases enticing, in some cases frightening sounds coming from the depths of the caves.
Are these caves big enough for like a person to fit into, or are they
are,
pretty
yeah.
small? Okay.
No, they are big enough. Not all of them. There's some, they range in sizes, but the ones from which the noises are loudest are definitely big enough to enter.
Does our cobbler like see any footprints leading into any of these, or?
Oh, that's a good question. Cobbler, make that'll be an alertness an alertness challenge of 6.
Ooh.
I said I was good at cobbling, not looking for footprints, unfortunately. But I tell you what, beggars can't be choosers, so I guess the best you got is me. If only I had a lamp, we could better see as we get closer to this cave. But judging by the slope of the hill, we might be able to find a trail over there, about 1,000 paces or so. Yeah, it'll take me some time. My back isn't what it used to be. I'm always kind of hunched over here. But look at this. Look at this footprint. No, it's not a sailor. And it's definitely not an animal. But I can tell by the gait that they were walking, thinking of something happy. Perhaps a good memory, because there's a lightness of foot.
Okay. All right. Very good. So roll a d10. Try not to roll low. Try to roll 4 or higher.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. All right. One of them is okay. You search about and you find one of the huge footprints, and then another, huge footprints. They're bigger than before. They're as if the creature is growing. Some footprints of some gigantic frog-like creatures that none of you can identify.
It must
And
be
they're
a
fresh.
size 30, no, 47.
They're fresh. It is the thing from the village.
Yeah,
And
it's a tree.
there are numerous and you also see you see a few snakes slithering off into the brush as well. And they look a little and they're not really paying attention to any of you, but you since you can read you can sort of see the emotion of snakes, Seejar. You can tell that they're excited. They're excited and they're slithering in the direction of the tracks.
I see.
They're following the tracks, but whatever it is, it's quite close.
This cave, does it look very dark?
The cave, by the way, the tracks don't go into the cave, but the caves, yes, they are very dark. They're quite dark.
Where are the tracks going if they're not going into the caves?
They come down. They go from the direction of Gundo, and they go up the cliff a ways.
So they go up towards like the summit.
Yeah, but it's not. But they're fresh. There's actually some slime in them, some kind of a animal slime, like frog, like you'd find from a frog or an amphibian.
I see.
But so it's quite close. Night is coming. It will be dark within about in this. Here in the tropics, night falls fast, and the sky is already turning pink and scarlet. If you were to follow it, it might be almost night by the time you reached by the time you reached the creature.
Should we maybe set up that trap here to protect us and then take shelter just inside one of the caves for the night?
Oh, well, yeah.
Seems too big to fit in them, maybe?
I basically just have some rope. I could make a...
I thought we bought a net? Question mark?
You do, yeah. What kind of net, kind of rope? It's
Standard.
it's a you got a lot of stuff. You got whatever there's no person. They don't really have any rope in the village specific for catching a gigantic monster, but they do have fishing nets, and you just improvised.
Okay, so maybe we hop into one of the smaller caves, make camp, and then try to trap the front door or something like that.
Okay, very well. All right, that sounds good. Are you all going to contribute to this trap, or is it just one or two of you? Who is that? This would be a ledger domain, by the way, to skillfully make a trap.
Oh,
And that's the fine art of tying and this.
I am quite good at that. I have wonder words for that.
Well, good.
You have that skill, or
Yes.
you just okay?
Do.
I was gonna offer to spend a half memory if we didn't have anything, but if you have something, go for it.
No, I have. I know I'm old, and some call me a knuckle dragger, but these gnarled fingers, let me tell you, they have a delicate touch. And he gets to work on the trap, and he rolls
Well, all right, cool. Well, this is going to be save it for me though. Oh, did you just roll no, that was another roll. Don't roll it yet.
I didn't roll it.
I'm gonna have you roll when the trap is tested. If that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
See there,
right.
it's perfect. It'll obviously work,
Yeah.
he says, confidently dusting off his hands.
So, Rollory, you can take the half awake impairment into your hand by the one that's on top of the map by right clicking on it, because all of you feel this weird sense of unearthliness, and the sounds coming from the cave and deeper into the cave are they're just making you think of this half remembered other life. How you want to roleplay this is up to you. You could maybe you actually just feel like, oh, what am I doing here? I'm not a winemaker, I'm an accountant. I don't know. Or you can roleplay it more subtly. It's really up to you.
Should I also have the other 4 cards that everyone else does in my hand?
Oh no, that's just because they chose to. You can at any point pull cards into your hand to use them for later if you want to. So they just decided to do that because while you're half awake, your maximum amount of words you can spend is lowered until you either wake up or you can create a marvel and then re-solidify your connection to Dreamland. but that costs a half memory, of course.
Yeah. How do you pull those into your hand, or is that just like
Right click on them and you should be able to, it'll give you the option to take them.
okay, but you could just take those at any time?
Oh yeah,
or-
yeah. You don't need
Okay.
to speak them unless you're using them for something.
So quite out of character
Mhm.
as the night gets long, Cobbie starts to hum a little bit and then starts to sing. I believe I can fly. And he starts to hum this tune. He's kind of like finding the words to it. And he's like, yeah, and sales are up this quarter, $350 million. And you know, this is the best season we've ever had for Air Jordans. And then he's like, the ad campaign has to work. It has to. The new commercials are perfect.
Oh wow. All right. Very cool. All right. So you're all waiting in the mouths of the caves as night falls. And you set up the trap. And then you hear the movement. So brooding out in the night, you hear something great crunching through the grass, some enormous thing. All right, and soon you see a great shape blotting out the stars as you as you step back into the cave a second. An enormous creature steps into range of your net, and you see instantly as it. I assume you have some sort of light, unless are you waiting in the dark?
Maybe we have a small campfire.
Okay. Mm-hmm. As it steps into the campfire, you see the gigantic frog-like paw of an enormous creature that can only be described as some cross between a frog and a salamander and a dragon. It's bigger than two great carriages, almost the size of a great sailing ship. An enormous thing with great bulging eyes and a huge wide mouth and gullet as big as a cave itself. And this gigantic creature clambers into view, and the net wraps around it, or does it? All right. All right, this is going to be a risky challenge of a D6 plus 6.
Hey, Cobbler, while we were waiting for this, while we were making camp, did you drink any wine?
Definitely.
Oh, all right. So are you becoming impassioned? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know what that does, but yes.
That's an impairment. But it does mean that if that happens, then I'm going to give these two. I'm going to give two passion words to the winemaker. So, but because you're impassioned, though, basically you break the pillars more easily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is a little ruddy in the face and has been humming, I believe I can fly, as he drinks the wine.
All right. So there's
trap
the
is perfect. It's going to work.
All right. Okay. It's going to be a D6 plus 6. It's going to be a bit of a challenge.
Okay. So
we could say that you all collaborated on this, if you'd like, or it can just be the wine. Or I mean, yeah, it's up to you.
Ooh, +1 to fighting and romance. Interesting.
Yes.
Ooh, Cobbie's extra romantic now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to fail the test. Though.
I feel like
we're definitely going to break the world.
Did we do? I feel like we probably worked together. At least the two of you probably worked together on this trap, because Seejar got it right. Or am I mixing things up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Helped by it. And I had the. Was it legerdemain?
Yes, legerdemain. D6 plus 6. So your target could be between 7 and 12.
Okay, so I roll a die first and then spend words. Is that right?
You got to, since it's risky, you got to spend words first, but then you get to roll the dice.
Oh, okay. Spend the words first, and then okay. So wonder words give me a double. So I will say, no great toad can possibly defeat my splendid trap. All of my oh no, I can't hide the window. My splendid marvelous trap it would take a miracle for this for the toad to get past the trap this night.
All right, so you spent 5 words total.
Yeah, it's a work of art.
All right. Okay, remember, since you're half awake though, you can only spend 5 words.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
you're
a
not
work of
quite as connected to. You mean you can still say, you can still say whatever you want, but just don't
it's
get
a
the
work
words.
of something. And he says, pulling the string.
All right. Okay. So how many words is that counting your bonus?
So wonder words are the green ones, right?
Yes.
And so those are ×2 for Ledger Domain
Yes, they
wonder
are.
words.
Yes, they are indeed.
So that's 8 plus
Mhm.
1 for night is 9, and I rolled a 2, so that's 11.
All right, and as you'd say, just all in it by yourself. All right, all right, the creature steps forward into the trap, and the vines, the ropes wrap around it. The hooks are lock it into place against the cave walls, and the gigantic dragon-like amphibian is caught in your trap. Roll it to see if you break the pillars. Whoever you have to roll it. You have to roll a d6, I'm afraid, because you are impassioned. You are quite drunk.
Its foot is perfectly shoelaced,
Yes.
So you have to roll a 6 here, right?
Yeah, basically, if you don't roll a 6, you're gonna be all right. Okay, I'm gonna say you break the pillar of wonder. The night far away again. You turn in your sleep, sweaty now, as nervous, like on the brink of waking up. And since no one else can now, if you all had collaborated on this, you'd also have suffered. So luckily you didn't. But you lose a half memory as you're the wonder, the whole situation and the marvelousness of your rope work, of your lace work. And there's just this sight of this dragon squirming into your ropes. It causes one of your memories of the waking world to fade, which memory becomes half forgotten.
Would it have to be one that's a wonder?
No, it could be far away. It could be wonder. It could be loathing. It could be any one of your memories.
Okay. Yeah, some of my memory of a faraway place where the birds reminded me of it. I used to love flying, but I remember it being so cramped and the food being terrible for some reason.
Okay.
Some things are best forgotten.
Yes. All right. All right. The creature is trapped. All of you see this gigantic beast like caught in the ropes, and by some miracle, this enormous creature is restrained by your ropes, by your Manranian twine, and by your cobbling skills. So it squirms and squirms. And then its mouth opens a bit as it squirms and writhes, and out of its mouth pour a hissing tide of snakes, quite frightening to those of you who are not part snake.
That's a snake.
Not only snakes, but frogs and other frogs as well, and other slimy and slippery jungle creatures, and the snakes look and Seejar, you instantly see the snakes look annoyed. They look annoyed.
Oh no!
Slip out of its mouth. The creature tries to squirm and escape. And you see one of the snakes says, "Hey, that was our ride."
Oh my God, your ride where?
Some of the other snakes answer, and they say, he loves snakes. We were riding along with him. He left to give us a nice place to sleep in his belly, and we could eat all the pigs and chickens. We could share all the pigs and chickens that were floating around in his gizzard. It's not what we're used to, but it's pretty good actually. We were surprised.
Oh my God, that's so lazy, you guys.
And the the other frogs are saying things you can't understand, but you think it's the same. So the giant dragon-like creature, it now gurgles. It's now sort of seems to be trying to open its mouth wider, and then it says, "Release me."
Ah,
In a language everyone can understand.
Yes, it's visited
Okay.
in the language of the road, the common language.
what did you
of the
do
road.
with the kid? Where's Travell?
That name? It's familiar. You see
Do you
creature. The creature floats. It seems it levitates, and it tries to break out of the ropes that way, but it's unable to. The ropes stretch and strain, but it does not. They do not give. I was hungry. I was hunting to feed myself and to feed my friends. Let me go. I have harmed no human being. Would you be the first?
Prove it. Did you eat him? Open up your mouth and let us look for our friend.
Mouth opens wider, and more snakes and frogs pour out. And they seem to be more. They're all alive. They're like passengers inside a jumbo jet. In fact,
I hide behind Rollory. I'm like, Seejar, you go in there. I don't do the slime stuff.
What's great big frog? What's your name? As I look closer in the mouth.
Make a wisdom insight roll, please.
So just 1d6.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Just the higher you roll, the better you get. I'll tell you that you're going to want at least a 4.
6.
You look into the eyes of this gigantic creature, and you sense something human within them, and as if connecting to your eye contact and to your gentle your gentle nature, or perhaps maybe your shared scaly nature. It says, "I remember. I was in the village by the river, the village by the warm river. I went out at night, and some things came, not humans, but like humans. Yes, I had been human, but I can't remember my name. Yes, they touched me and gave me this body."
I see.
And wait, I remember her name. And his eyes sort of soften. Her name was Pearl.
Pearl? Who is Pearl to you?
She was a friend.
Ah!
All right, and you realize, of course, that you are looking into the eyes of what was once Travell.
It's him. He remembers Pearl. It's got to be him. But you weren't always a frog.
You became a frog.
I was different. Yes, that was my name. Travell was my name. Now I can go fast. I can swim. I can fly. I'm so strong.
I believe you. You said you never hurt anybody, though, right? But many other villagers have gone missing, and everybody's blaming you for dangerous kidnappings and livestock. And
you then suddenly you hear a sound of bells through the underbrush, and you hear someone approaching. Ting, 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 jingle, jingle, ting, ting. And this dreamy sound, gets closer, you see 3 figures dancing through the brush towards you. There's a little lights dance around them in the grass, so you can see them even in the night.
are they wearing clogs?
They are wearing clogs, and furthermore, they're wearing masks. Great, strange masks. They look like they're made of ancient oiled wood. The one in the front has a mask like a great lion, like a great fierce red-faced lion, and wears long green robes. The ones behind them are dressed as lion tamers and have on their shoulders two great nets, two great wooden like butterfly nets, and their and fanciful comical faces with ruddy red cheeks and brown robes. They come sort of dancing and swaying towards you like very affected performers. And then the lion nods its head towards. In the names of all the gods, of all your gods, you have come to our terrain. You have come to the inland jungle, to our land, to our expanding land. Travelers, you have caught this one, but you cannot catch them all. To release him. This is the life that he should live. This is his best self, his animal life, a suitable life, a wild life for a wild land, growing ever wilder. Release him. Release this great dragon. And the Travail dragon says, yes, it was them. It was they.
Do I recognize anything about like their dress or attire or anything, or is this just like
no? Yeah, you can make
totally,
a roll, and
okay.
I'll basically, the higher you get, the more I'll tell you, and if you want, if you don't think you know enough, I will let you add more words up to 8. So roll d6 wisdom.
4.
You suddenly remember an old legend. It's not just on this island, but on the other islands as well, that there are mysterious creatures. No one knows if they're gods or fairies or what, that roam the wilds sometimes, and that they always wear masks and they always dance. And folk call them the devils masked and dancing. And these you've heard of. You've heard that there's one dressed as a lion and 2 dressed as lion tamers, but those who meet them are rarely, if ever, heard from again. That's what you get for 4. You can spend more words if you want more knowledge in that vein. Or you can leave it at that.
I'll leave it there, I think.
Okay. All right. So the lion again says, in this sort of unearthly, sort of slight weird voice, like it's coming from a microphone from within a mask. Says, "We're let this one go. Let him be who he should be. See how he provides habitat for the slithering creatures of the jungle, and he has not even tasted human flesh yet, and he has done so much."
He's going to destroy the jungle if there's no more of these creatures in the jungle because they're all in him.
And what of his poor mother?
We can come and go as we wish, one of the snakes says.
All Rollory hears is hiss, 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 hiss.
My mother? Travail says confusedly. The lion figure says, that is in the past now. This world is expanding. Every town, every city will separate from every other city, just as the stars pull apart in the sky. All of them will be isolated. All towns and cities will fall to the growing wild. You have one way out, and that is to step forward and dance with me and become one who can live in the wilderness. Become a beast, my friends. This is the gift I offer to you now, and soon to all upon this island. What do you do? And we are approaching the
I
climax.
I think Rollory
Yeah.
thinks he
As
could
the
take
night
this
clock ticks towards the
challenge.
fated hour of 11. So, but let me know what you all are thinking.
I think Rollory's up for the dance
Is
challenge.
everyone still there?
I
Yes,
can.
yes.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I
Yeah.
seem to have not be able to hear you for some reason.
Oh
I can hear
no.
you.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
We can
now
hear
I.
you.
Okay, good. I can hear you now. All right.
Can
But
can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we're
Okay.
good. We're good.
Yeah, I think Rollory is like overconfident, maybe. And we'll like take on this dancing challenge.
Okay. All right. So, you're gonna step forward?
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
So the figures all swoop about you and they step forward and they sort of laugh wild, sort of affected theatrical guffaws as you approach. And
I hastily sew some feathers onto Rollory's boots, and may they costume your flight.
okay, maybe costume your flight. All right. So Rollory, you begin to dance and you begin to spin and sway with the rest of you are standing back in the cave. You're not deep in the cave. The caves go on much deeper than you've explored. You're not sure how far.
Seejar, we should think about a plan B. I think Rollory is going to do really great, but just between you and me, maybe I think these three are up to no good, and I have a feeling if I call real loud and spend a wonder, we might be able to summon an army of fellow snakes to help you. Maybe we can fight our way out of here. What do you think?
I was thinking very similarly, but I'm really angry that they're trying to destroy these villages. So I was more thinking a horde of like deadly beasts using the loathing.
Oh, even better, he says, spitting in the ground.
Yes, and actually, if I can ask our Dream
Yes.
Master, so
Yeah.
it says for 5 words you can create a deadly beast,
Yes.
e.g., a dragon or a manticore.
Or anything you can imagine, really. It's basically, yeah, you can create a bomber jet if you wanted to, bomber plane if you wanted to.
Bomber plane!
But it would
Listen,
be
CJ, drive with me.
yeah, or something like a bomber plane that is alive and has its own evil desires. But yeah.
Yes, yes. And I have to, if we make it though, we have to get its attitude and hope that it will be nice to us, right?
Yeah, but you can kind of picture what kind of a creature it is. So maybe it'll maybe it'll be mean to everybody, but maybe it'll be nice to you. It is kind of a question of it is a question of if you don't speak its language, then yes, it could be quite hostile to you.
Yeah, so if I make it, maybe you could help me befriend it, Cobbie.
Yeah, but I think we could befriend things we can talk to, so maybe a giant snake of some sort.
Okay, we could do that too.
It's up to you. It's really up to you.
But I think we're holding, like we're getting ready to call upon the elder forces of
All right.
nature here, but we're going to watch Rollory do the dance first to see if it turns out okay, I guess.
So Rollory, you join in the dance and you are surrounded by the three figures.
Mm-hmm.
And you spin and they spin you and spin you and spin you. And then the lion reaches a hand forward as you're in the middle of the dance and places his or its palm or her palm upon your head. And I'm going to ask you to make a wisdom discipline roll. Do you have any? I don't think you have wisdom and discipline specifically. Do you have any wisdom bonuses?
I have wisdom in arts and culture.
Okay. Well, this that only helps you realize that remember the horrible legends of the curse of the devils as its hand comes down towards you. All right, this is going to be a risky wisdom challenge, 1d6 plus 2. And your maximum you can spend is 5, by the way. So unless you use a marvel. Or do you think this is something your friends might interrupt?
Oh, I mean, we would, wouldn't we?
If it looks like it's going badly, I think so.
So if you fail this challenge, you realize that your body will be transformed. Do you want to see if you can resist, or
I'll try the challenge.
All right.
I'll let myself get transformed if this goes badly.
Very well then.
Rollory.
Your challenge is a 1d6 plus 2, and
For Rollory could become
I'm
our new
gonna.
dragon friend.
So oh no, Rollory, you don't get to roll. This is all words.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
This is because it's wisdom discipline, right?
Yes. So what? How do you resist? What do you find within yourself to resist the suddenly this powerful tide pressing upon your body and your mind as well, coming this magical force coming out of this being, and that if you let it, it will reshape you into something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be between 3 and 8 with your target number.
Yeah.
But you only can do, and again, you can only spend 5, so there's a chance you might fail even if you spend your max.
Yeah. Sorry, that's taking a second to.
That's okay.
Trying to figure out how to tie in. I think. As they as a sort of like rolls over them or pushes against them or whatever it feels like, I think they have like a memory or like remember a place that is like kind of the opposite of this forest in a way, is like lifeless and gray and polluted and there's nothing growing there. And I think there's a level of like in that memory kind of being like, maybe this can't be that bad, or maybe this will help or something, which is they're definitely also like, what do you mean that maybe this will help at themselves, but I think it's something like that. And I think
okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so spend some words and talk and send some words to say how it happens.
Yeah. I think
and remember, the faraway words can be any proper word, any proper noun, any made up proper noun.
But they have to be proper nouns, or they're anything made up?
I mean, anything. There could be anything made up. It could even be the name of a real place, actually. So it doesn't have to be totally made up. It could be like,
okay,
I think of Pittsburgh. I mean,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is made up. Really.
Yes.
I think and this doesn't have to be like something he says.
No, you can be describing what's happening in your mind, or describing what's happening in. You can narrate a bit.
Yeah. I think
in the reality.
I think as they like the one with the lion head like has their palm to his head, and like the others are probably still dancing around them. The like feeling of whatever this is washes over him like the tides of an ocean. And I think they've made like a sort of circle or like fairy ring of sorts, and I think like around them there are like flowers starting to sprout, I think from not just the grass but also like from Rollory's shoes, these hiking boots, I guess, that he's been given. And I think that there is I think there is a song of some sort that Rollory begins singing to kind of take take charge isn't the word I want, but like kind of turn this into something that is more of like, oh, they're part of a performance than it is something that's happening
Yes.
to them for real.
Yes.
And
you can spend one more word if you choose.
Yeah. All right, I like like it's like like making it seem like a performance or like a kind of art to them. There we go. That's what I got.
All right.
There's my 5.
All right. And
I believe I can fly.
The power of
He starts singing in the background.
Yeah. And the power of the lion's magic is 5, and so you resist. All right, for a second, the rest, as all of you watch, you see feathers start to grow upon Rollory's arms, and his feet start to transform as great talons start to crack out from bird-like talons, push out from the shoes, breaking your beautiful shoes. But then you're able to resist it, and you're able to push it away and push off away the magic. And the lion figure jumps back as if stung. Roll a d10 to see if you break the pillars.
Yep. I sure do. If it's a tie.
You do. And since the night clock is at 3, you actually break 2 pillars. You break 2 pillars. Which means that as you break the pillar of wonder, you lose one of your half memories. So what memory starts to fade? Which one of your 3 memories? Tell us. Is it the one of the blasted landscape, or is it another one?
I think it's I think it's another one, because this like blasted landscape kind of helped them push this away, and I think but now I have to figure out how to tie one of these others in. I think maybe it's half of their collection of beautiful and strange photographs, and I think maybe like we're still near the caves, right? Maybe that sound of like the camera shutter shifts into something else, whatever the barren landscape sounds like. Maybe just like wind whistling through dead branches or something.
All right. Okay. All right. So you lose that, and in addition, you also become impassioned, just like like your you're just like your drunken companion.
I can fly.
I think impassioned in the fact that like basically everyone's like, oh, if you encounter these, you're fucked.
Yeah, so you're full of your heart's just pounding and pounding. All right. So I'm gonna throw that impairment to you. But yes, you break free of the magic, and the parts of you, and the bird transformation stops, and you revert to you quickly, it's quick as it began, you revert to your normal self. All right. The rest of you are watch as this happens. Do you unleash the snakes? Do you unleash the monstrosity? What do you do?
Yes.
Or you wait to see what happens next? Okay.
We do not wait. I look at Cobbie in the eyes. I'm like, we're not waiting, right?
No.
Okay. So I believe that's spending 5 words.
Oh yes, and a half memory. So do you perhaps yes, you're going to spend one of your loathing memory?
Yes.
All right.
By Achilles' heel, summon the wrath of your kind and free us.
Yes. Create doom to these devils with power that is disreputable and frightening, and slay them with all the magic that can be imagined in the most wait, that's enough words, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can keep talking if you
Yeah.
want, but yeah.
And all the slay them with all the magic that could be imagined in the most vivid of dreams. If these devils bleed, let their scarlet blood trickle into the rivers and fix the land and not taint it, even though that sounds like it's going to taint it.
All right.
So kill them.
Gobble
All
them
right.
up, but don't eat their shoes because they're really cool.
Are you gonna do
Leave
something?
the shoes.
Are you gonna create something as well? Oh, Cobbie?
No, I'm just assisting.
All right. Okay. All right. So roll a what appears? What do you summon? What comes out of the recesses of your nightmares?
Listen, it looks like an airplane, but it's like it has the tail of a snake. The head looks like it's like half shark, half snake, so big, wide snake head. Almost looks stupid by how big it is.
Yeah.
And then it's here and it's just going num num num. I'm here. Bleh, gonna come kill. All the
All
colors
right.
of the rainbow.
Really taking snakes on a plane to a whole new level.
Yeah, exactly.
But at some
Plane on a
level,
snake.
are you saying that at some level that this monstrosity is a snake? And
It is a
okay.
snake airplane, and all the windows are like snake eyes down its body.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All the colors.
All right. All right. As it bursts into reality, make a pillar break roll. Use the 5 words.
8. Or should I have rolled 6?
Oh no, that's correct. Oh no, but are you impassioned? You're not impassioned, are you?
No.
No, I am not.
No. All right,
I
no, you're not.
abstain.
All right. Okay, the thing just erupts out of your subconscious, and you see, and as it appears, all right, the frog creature that used to be Travell is startled and bursts and snaps one of its legs out and grabs onto the snake, and the two of them suddenly erupt into battle. They two as they just rolling and tumbling over one another in the green and the green moss, and just smashing the rocks and breaking through the stone carved faces with their immense strength. And so as this happens, there is as these two creatures fight, there's still in this moment. Okay, but it is a deadly beast. The frog creature is almost an even match for it. Are you going to join this battle? Or are you just going to watch what happens as these monsters clash?
Sure. I have fangs, right? I'm a snake person. These
Yeah,
are my
yeah,
only
you can all
weapons. I
fight.
just go home.
Are you all going to actually begin to fight, or are you just going to let this happen?
Yeah, I'm totally drunk right now, so I pull out
that's true.
2 stilettos and try to attack the 3 dancing. The 3 dancers are still here, right?
Yes, they're still there.
You said the one with the lion mask like sort of reeled back or was stunned for a moment.
Yes, it was. They were.
Can I try and steal their mask? Can I try and take it?
That would be a leisure domain challenge. Are you
This isn't strength?
Yes, that would be leisure domain. I think it would be I guess you could try to do it with strength. Yeah, you could just try to rip it off their face.
Yeah.
That works as well. All right.
I'm impassioned.
Do you want this to happen before your fight, before your attack, Cobbie? Or are you going to try to just join in on this and also stab them while Rollory is?
I will be stabbing the other ones to distract as Rollory goes for the lion-headed one. So I believe I am impassioned, so I get a +1 on fighting.
All right. Let's do your fighting. Let's do your fight first. Your half awakeness goes. You actually created a half marble, didn't you? Or wait, am I thinking? No,
I did not.
No, you didn't. All right, so then you still have 5. You're still your maximum on fighting, I'm afraid. Oh, Cobbler.
Okay.
So the tamers, however, are they're powerful opponents. It's going to be a fight of 8 plus d6. So I don't know if you can actually do it with your.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I'll just take the fail then.
All right. You take the fail, literally. Take the fail.
Well, I can't succeed, right?
All right. So okay.
I valiantly tried to put some of the high heels into their eyes, but realizing
Okay.
too late that their masks kind of protect them.
All right. The tamers rush forward and they both grab your neck in their two nets. And before the rest of you can do anything, they snap the cobbler's neck. And at that moment, while all this is happening, Rollory, you grab for the mask. Strengths challenge. It's gonna be a 4 plus 1d6. Can you do it?
Do I roll first or do I?
Do you have strengths?
Yeah, I have 1d6 in strength.
Oh, sweet. All right. It's gonna be no. You have to spend words first.
Okay, so it's risky.
Yes,
And then I'm impassioned, which means
that's true. You get it well. Actually, just means you have a. This means you break the pillars more often.
Okay. Oh well. Oops. I tried to steal your impassioned card instead of because I clicked on it. My bad. But that just reduces the pillars. It doesn't do anything else.
No, it's good. It help if you want to fight. It'll make your fighting better.
Okay.
We could say this is a fighting, and you're just trying to get it off of their body after you knock them out.
Mhm.
That's what you prefer. If you think you can do that.
If I don't have the fighting skill but I do get what is it? I don't have fighting, but I have ×2 from passion words on fighting. But I think strength would probably be better here.
Okay, it's up to
because
you.
I'm limited on words from half awake, right?
You are, yes. The
So
only person who's not half awake anymore is Ronny, who's not half awake because Seejar created a gigantic snake.
So I'm trying against a 1d6 plus 4.
Yes. Is it something you can do?
I think so.
Do it.
I can try it. Yeah. I just gotta spend a lot of words. I think being able to like fight off this spell or whatever. Invigorated Rollory's spirit.
Yes.
With strength and like passion and like I'm not finding the other word I want, but like kind of bullheadedness maybe. And I think they're just like making. Did you say this mask was made out of iron, or am I completely 100% imagining that?
You can't really tell actually. It looks like it could be very old wood that's covered in oil. It's
okay.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, I think as this lion-headed dancer or whatever has fallen back into the shadows in like surprise, Rollory just sort of like God, these are hard words. Like
you go for the glory.
Yeah.
And the carven mask.
Yeah, like grabs for the carven mask and uh
Kill these foul priests.
like in I think in like pride and frustration is just like I never should have gotten off that galleon here and just like grabs for it.
All right. Right. So that's a total of 6 for you. Or no, you have
That's
you have,
5.
plus
That's
your
5 words, and
plus
then I
your
have
strength. Okay.
my
5
strength.
plus 1d6. I'm gonna roll. You roll. Okay. All right. 4. Okay. You got all right. 9 versus 10, and the mask is just pull at it, but it's just out of your grip. And roll to see if you break the pillars.
No.
Wait, it's why am I versus a 10?
It's with 6. Oh no, it's no, I rolled a 2. Oh my gosh, I got it mixed up. No, you succeed completely. I misread that. And you pull the mask off. And beneath you see a shimmering field of pink and scarlet and green light, not like a body at all. The mask goes into your hands. What do you do with it? Do you put it on or do you just hold it?
I think I just hold it for now.
All right, make this roll to see if you broke the pillars.
And this is a d6 because I'm impassioned, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. It is indeed.
Let's
You can
go.
still- you can
We
roll 5 or 6.
believe.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Clutch.
You are completely you have it all. You have everything. All right, you are completely in control. All right, you hear a sound, a gurgle, you hear a gurgling sound as you see Cobbie lying on the ground dead. And then suddenly Cobbie vanishes. And Cobbie, you wake up. You are killed, so you wake up. So you please, I'd like you to choose 2 half memories that you lose. Maybe one of them should be the other half of the airlines. What else what other half memory do you lose?
Jungle in the shadow or sleeping on the streets cold and hungry.
What do you think you would lose?
I lose half a memory of yeah, being on the streets, hustling, selling knockoff sneakers.
All right, so you've lost a total of 3 memories, and so you died in Dreamland, but that means in another world, you bolt awake. You got to make a waking roll, my friend. You got to roll a 10, and your target number. You unfortunately you woke up by dying. So your target number is and you lost 3 memories. So your target number is a 10. If you don't make this roll, then you will suffer a dream shock impairment because you will not wake. You will not wake easily.
So I got to roll a 1d10 and roll a 10.
Well, good luck.
He wakes up, coughs up a d10. Oh, almost.
Ah. All right. You bolt awake. Tell me where do you wake up? Tell us. Do you know? Yeah, where are you?
I wake up in the middle of a conference room, and everybody is looking at me, and my boss is yelling at me, "Carlson, are you awake? Finish the presentation." And I look up and I see a slideshow like presenting like sneaker sales or something, and I'm in some kind of like marketing office, and something terrible has happened. Biggest presentation of my life, and somehow I dozed off. Maybe because I stayed up all night trying to make this campaign for Air Jordans.
Okay. All right. The entire dream took place, which took weeks and weeks of time in Dreamland, took place in a few seconds in this other world. All right. Time works differently between here and there. So you lost 3 memories. You roll for dream shock. You roll a d10 and you subtract 3. You can get negatives this way. So please roll. You want to roll.
Okay.
You want to roll high, unless you want something interestingly bad, in which case you want to roll low.
4.
All right.
Modified 4.
Okay. Oh, so all right, 7. All right, I see. Do you have any do you have any impairments? You still have an impairment, right?
I have 2. I have the half awake and impassioned.
Okay. So you've lost a half awake because you woke up, but you still have the impassioned. Your heart is pounding. You have the passion, your impassioned follows you into the waking world. And the Carlson, the shoe salesman, feels the drunkenness of the of Cobbie, and it feels it feels your own neck snapping as you were killed by the lion tamers, but and your heart beating and full of adrenaline as you gain a dream shock impairment, which is, so I'm going to draw up on top of the map right here, which is dream scars. Your impassionedness follows you into the waking world.
Yeah. So he continues into the waking world. I believe I can fly. And he's like, imagine this, everybody. Jordan goes running down the field. A giant monster is in front of him. There's no way he can get to the basket, but he laces up the new Air Jordans with feathers on them. And the song starts playing, fade to black as he dunks. Well, hey, what do you think? What do you think? Opinions,
right.
everybody? He talks to the boardroom.
So it's the waking world. So I'm just a dream master. So you describe what happens in the waking world, essentially. It's essentially, yeah, beyond what happens with the impairments. It's up to you. So I do not know.
There's a round of applause. That passion carries over from the dream world. It's infectious. They were really hesitant when they saw this crazy ad man like fall asleep at the table, but man, is that idea like it's gold. They just know it's gold.
All right. So I maybe the suggested maybe sweat is directly running down your face as your heart pounds. But there is one thing that definitely happens. You have completely lost all your memories of the airlines. All of that, all of memories of your whole love of flying is gone, wiped out from your mind. That memory will never come back. If we were to play another game with this character, you would gain a new memory in its place. But in the meantime, you have gained a level. And you now have, you are now a level 1 dreamer. And because in this moment, you realize that your weird dreams that you've occasionally had are real. And suddenly all the memories of your dream world come flooding back to you as Carlson remembers the existence of Cobbie. And you know that in some other world, you are on the roofed island with your friend, surrounded by your friend and these weird spirit creatures and the dragon and the plane snake, and your heart pounds.
I gotta get back there. I gotta get my car and get back there. I need an Ambien. I think they're in danger. I need to go to sleep really soon.
All right, let us leave it as that for you, as back in Dreamland simultaneously. Rollory and Seejar, Rollory, you have pulled the mask off of its face. Seejar, your creature is more powerful. Your dream snake is more powerful than the frog, and pushes it back. Roll a. I mean, it's a pretty ferocious looking creature. Do you think it would finish? It would be. Do you think it would kill the frog, or do you think there's a chance it would not kill the frog?
I wouldn't want it to kill the frog, so
all right, you can just you're able to stop it. You're able to stay,
okay,
stay
cool.
Ease.
I'd be like just injuries, please.
All right. Cobbie's body has vanished, and Cobbie's still not there. The lion figure is covering where its face used to be, where you see weird lights glowing and pushing out, weird scarlet and pink lights, and it says, "The mask. Give me my mask back. I give it to me, and I promise I will return your friend to their miserable human shape." That's what it says to Rollory.
I think Rollory is like, if you like stop doing this to people, there's so many people missing and people miss them. Stop.
Never, never. All must become beasts of the wild. We will never stop. We will never stop. Take this offer now, and your friend returns, or refuse it, and you will be, and we be, and we've been our enemy forever.
Hey, what do you do?
Oh. I think, I mean, they already killed Cobbie, so I think how fragile does this mask feel?
Pretty firm, pretty sturdy, pretty unbreakable, if that's what you're thinking. At least not by mere strength.
Okay. I think they just refuse and start backing up.
Okay. All right. The three figures approach you, but the snake creature, the snake plane hisses and lunges towards them. And as it charges at them, suddenly there's a flash of light, and suddenly you hear a loud sound screaming out from the caves. As an alarm clock goes off, and you all wake up. Rollory and Seejar awaken. It is dawn. Dawn has come. And who wants to wake up first? Vesper or Ronny?
I can wake up.
All right. Okay, so how many memories did you lost in this game? I forgot.
I
two.
lost 2 half memories. Yes.
All right. Make a waking roll. Your target is 6. That's 2 times 3 is 6.
Yes, and that's a D10, right?
Yes, please.
9.
All right. You're fine. All right, your eyes open up, you burst awake. Where are you?
Oh, yes. I am in basically a house that is barely standing. It's burned through, but it's nice to have a roof as long as it'll keep standing.
Uh-huh.
And instantly as I come awake, like the hunger is so intense. As I kind of wake up and realize, yet another day during war and famine, and having like no control at all in what's going to happen to me and my loved ones.
Okay. And overhead, you again hear the shrieking of planes. If not coming for you, then for someone nearby. All right, but you have made your waking roll nonetheless, so that means that you do not gain any dream shock impairments. And over the next rest of the day, just the necessity of survival causes you to forget about the most of the strange and bizarre dreams that you had of some tropical island and some bizarre fantasy stuff. And you are again back in your in the misery of the waking world until the next dream. Rollory, Winemaker, how many half memories had you lost spent during the
I think just one.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll roll a d10. Your target number is just a 3. All right. And you awaken. It's dawn. Where are you? When are you? Who are you?
I think Rollory is like wakes up in the back of like a off-roading Land Rover Jeep thing or whatever that's like bouncing through. Bouncing is too happy of a word here, I think, but like, bumbling through, not a better word, like this sort of barren landscape. And I think they're in like the back of this vehicle with like a bunch of like camera equipment and other various machines like that. And someone in the front seat is like talking to them, I think, about like whatever like destination they're going to, but it's kind of like in one ear, out the other right now.
Okay. You had the strangest dream. You remember the details are getting a little blurry, but yeah, it was bizarre. Okay, and so you're pulled away to the other world until the next time, until perhaps you return to find either the carnage of what happened and the battle between the snake plane and the three gods, or return to back into, or maybe return back into the middle of the chaos of battle as if you never left. But that story and what you do as the mask is for another time, because that is the end of the night and the end of this Dreamland playtest demo, which has gone over. So thank you so much for playing. Woo!
Thank you for running.
And thank you to our amazing AV crew.
Oh my God, yes.